Assemble the accused. Bear witness to their trials. The time of the Inquisition is now at hand. Putting pop culture to the rack, the Inquisition calls to account the events of the week, rooting out heresy wherever it is found. I am Grand Inquisitor Doomcock, the future ruler of Earth, and joining me as always is Grand Inquisitor Gary Beekler of Nerdrotic channel. Gary, how are you feeling tonight? Merciful?
Absolutely not. I am feeling like the divine anger of punishment, and I don't know biblical phrases, but with great vengeance and furious anger, your minister of harsh judgment is here. But I
sense locusts. Locusts are at hand.
They are. They are.
Well, welcome everyone. Welcome one and all to the Inquisition. And we are going to have some fun tonight. We're going to go ahead and put some shit on trial and have a little bit of fun. And so here we are. Well, Grand Inquisitor Gary, since it is on your channel today, I will go ahead and turn the keys to the torture chamber over to you and have at it. Have fun. What are we going to talk about, huh? What are we going to do, Gary? What are we going to do, huh?
Thank you, Cardinal Doomcock. We have the rack. We have the thumb screws. We are ready. Some bullshittery and some fuckery has been going around on YouTube over the last week. And no, it is not a tired subject, unfortunately. I will tell all of my brilliant subscribers and friends who are in the chat from Doomcock's channel and my channel and others who are just watching, who are not subscribed, although please consider subscribing, that the Game of Thrones videos will commence next week. I am doing a Orville video for Jeremy, for Geeks and Gamers. So the pop culture stuff is not going away forever, but this is very important to talk about because they will be coming for us, those of us who just criticize sometimes, not all the time, mind you, pop culture and all that goes on in it. Those of us who are fan advocates, who kind of have the fans back, which is just you, because we are fans. We are not above or nor below. We are fans along with you. And there's been so much going on with, of course, fan blaming, which is the new pastime in Hollywood and Silicon Valley. And now, which is turning into Hollywood North, by the way. And then, of course, there is the coordinated attack by the dinosaur access mainstream media against its greatest competitor. You, the individual giant billion-dollar corporations, have decided to take on individuals under the guise of hate speech and using Pride Month and utilizing useful idiots to get more money for their dying companies. Now, to prove this, we have seen what has gone on. New York Times came out with an article today, front page of the New York Times. YouTubers, individuals. CNET takes on an individual, Jeremy, at the quartering. Gizmodo runs with an article in the last 24 hours. And of course, we have the Vice poser Vox. I'm sure Vice will pop in as well. Disney funded, NBC funded Vice. Vox, I believe, is on their own, but they did get 20 million from YouTube, by the way. But I guess they're bucking for another grant. There's also a labor dispute at Vox. This might have something to do with it. You know, it doesn't have anything to do with it. People actually being hurt by words that they have to go and find. We are not running to your house. Doomcock is not going door to door. Although he might, when he conquers the world, to force his videos on you. And neither am I. And they are scared shitless right now. And this is the blink. The mainstream media has blinked. And of course, they went over Steven Crowder, who is a big YouTuber. Okay, he's got millions of subscribers, but there's also a lot of other YouTubers who aren't big they've cast a wide net on this one and caught a lot of people. I don't even know. I'm sure there's a comprehensive list out there, but Doomcock, we haven't, you've been very busy traveling the earth. You're currently on the road right now negotiating for robot parts, or maybe I think you build your own robot parts. Or maybe you're just looking for sympathetic countries who are just submitting to your rule. possibly. I don't know.
Yes, and I am paying pilgrimage. I am paying pilgrimage to a sacred site, but I will be posting a video on that next week. So
Nice.
it's something of a pilgrimage that I've wanted to make my whole life and never have. So that is what is going on today. But I am on the road, and but neither rain nor sleet nor snow nor hail shall make the Inquisition fail, and therefore I am here on Sunday night at our appointed time and rounds. And we've got to get this pop culture show on the road, dude. We've got to keep it on. But things are bad. Things are very bad, and I don't understand what the hell they think they're going to accomplish. But they can't close every single door. They can't close every single outlet. We will keep rising. We will keep rising and working towards staying current on what is going on. We're going to keep on these people, and we're not going to relent. So if they're hoping for relenting, there's not going to be any relenting. God damn it. We're going to stay on the course. Right, Gary?
Absolutely. I think the media thought, listen, YouTube blinked, but not as hard as the media wanted. I thought they probably think that they were stupid. I'm going to tell you right now, they were dumb by doing this all at once, doing this now. I know they wanted to do it at Pride Month, but they showed their hand early. And what this is going to do is, listen, YouTube's not going to get rid of everybody. They're not. And there will be survivors, stragglers out here. And what they've done is united channels that would have never been united before, ever.
Right.
And we stand united right now. And the one thing we can't do is I know this is hard for YouTubers, okay, is infighting. We can't have any infighting. We have to kind of table that stuff right now. I don't know of any going on, so that's good. But, I don't pay attention to everything. But what they have done in this full-scale assault, some are calling it war. That's a pretty heavy. I don't know about war, but it's a battle. It's definitely about. Maybe it's a war. It's dinosaur media versus individuals. This is the establishment versus individuals. Now,
yes.
Of course, you and I are on a giant corporation's platform right now, but that giant corporation doesn't give us marching orders, and I'm thankful for that. They give us very vague rules that they can take us out at any time, and that's why the only way we can fight this is united. Now, we can't be organized. That'll never happen. But if we continue to voice our opinions on this on other platforms as well, and keep that hashtag VoxAdpocalypse going, which we need to keep going. Don't expect it to trend all the time, but I think it'll pop back up again tomorrow because the article came out today, but the blowback from it will happen tomorrow.
Right.
Right. And yeah, we just got to keep fighting. And we also got to keep fighting the access media, who I'm sure will be writing an article about the pop culture critics any minute now. It's probably already coming out, and we need to stay on them too. And we need to stay on the creatives who attack fans. This all is one encompassing thing is they want to control the flow of information, and they think you are so dumb that you are just easily influenced by an individual sitting in a room surrounded by action figures or an individual at the center of the earth. You're pretty influential. I'll admit that. But, like you're not an adult who can't decide things for yourself. And this is where this country is going right now. And we're just trying to fight it on the very small front of pop culture where it doesn't get too serious, where we're not getting into politics, because that's what I want. I don't want a bunch of politics in my stuff. There's enough of it in the real world. I don't expect it to be completely out of my escapism, a Doomcock, but maybe dial it back, maybe not play into the divisiveness right now. But at some point you have to kind of pick a side. And at this point, you can't sit on the fence with this issue with Vox.
No, you can't. You really can't. And, Roddenberry did it right way back when. I mean, back when there was so much more that you couldn't speak about on television, he wanted to speak about relevant issues of the day. He wanted to make points about racism and about, war, especially the Vietnam War and, the roles of men and women in society and so on. And he did it in a way that was very subtle without neglecting the entertainment value of the program. And these days, there are not writers as skillful as Roddenberry was. And so they inject this shit into our entertainment, but they forget the entertainment. And thus, what do you have? You have nothing but propaganda. The straight up propaganda, Gary. And that is what we're fighting against. I have no problem with anyone, left or right, in expressing their views as artists within their work. I mean, every artist informs a bit of themselves in their work. But when the purpose of the work becomes spreading an ideology or a political agenda or even a particular idea that is political, it stops being entertainment. It starts becoming a lecture. It comes propaganda. And that is what they're trying to ram down our throats. And I think that's one of the many reasons why they're trying to shut us up, because we are pointing out, hey, you know, we're the guys that remember what entertainment used to be. We understand what entertainment should be. And we keep pointing it out. We're the ones that keep saying that the goddamn emperor has no clothes, and that is a problem for them. That is the essential problem. We're not allowing them to slip their goddamn propaganda neatly to the pod people out there who are not sophisticated enough to detect it. We remember the old school stuff, and we're pointing out what the glorious movies used to be, what these comics used to be, that they're not anymore, and they can't stand that.
And they can't. And they keep disrespecting what came before. Listen, we're all about change and evolving. That's not the problem here. The problem here is they're erasing the past or disrespecting the past when Jodie Whittaker, I'm paraphrasing here from Doctor Who. I just talked about this with Bowles Trek, basically said that Doctor Who, all the previous Doctor Who was a practice in the male gaze, and just completely everything that came before that built that show that she's on completely disrespected it in one statement that she probably didn't even intend to do, but it doesn't matter. These are things you have to think about, especially when you're representing Doctor Who, one of the major franchises. We also have this in Star Trek. Of course, we've chronicled it quite a bit. Star Wars, everything else. Sophie Turner came out. She's had a rough week or couple of weeks, let's just say. She's been part of it's not her fault, but she has been involved in the crashing of two franchises. Now, one wasn't that great to begin with. All right. It had moments, but it was pretty just average at best, which is the X-Men. And you didn't see the movie. I did. I promise you won't like it. It wasn't very good. I mean, it's not the worst thing ever. It's really boring and forgettable. But she is not a lead actress. And then, of course, there was Game of Thrones. She came out and attacked the fans for the petition. And the petition's been talked about quite a bit, but we all know nobody expected them to actually remake season 8. It was just an outlet for the fans. And actually, a lot of good came out of this petition too, because it got a lot of people's attention, and that's what it was supposed to do. It did exactly what it was supposed to do. And the number of people who signed it was astonishing. No, nobody expects it to do any good, but seriously, we're just clicking a couple clicks. It doesn't take a lot of our time. That's why the petition got so big. But it sent a point out to Hollywood is do not take us for granted. Just don't. And we're in a new era where you're going to constantly hear from the fans. So the old school of Hollywood didn't have to deal with this stuff. Now they do. This is part of your job. Best thing to do is ignore it, is absolutely ignore it, or maybe listen to the fans, but whatever. I mean,
right. I mean, that would be the best, shortest way to achieve your profit goals. If you make things that we want to see, we will come. We will give you money. It's an old-fashioned model, Gary, but it kind of works.
It's worked for decades, but all of a sudden, this new crop runs around and saying, nah, we got a better way. I mean, we have no experience or anything, but we know a better way because my mom said it was.
Right.
Yeah. So I'm going to get to some super chats here. They are piling up. You guys are brilliant. I'm going to be jumping in and out of super chats and chats, but I want to, as we do these inquisitions, we have to do kind of our monologue in the beginning. I guess that's the best way to do it. We're monologuing like villains. I'm going to tie you up, and then I'm going to get my ill-tempered bass. with laser beams, and um, yes. Gamer Gambit, for one, I must acknowledge, Gamer Gambit was accidentally put on the naughty list on my channel. Welcome back. I'm sorry. I don't know what happened. I don't know what happened, but you were never in any trouble. And by the way, if anybody ever gets put on the naughty list, talk to me. But I trust my mods. They work for free, okay, and they have our back, and they do their job. But certainly, you could talk to them or me. Everybody's pretty reasonable around these parts. So we have Crimson Glory 287 for the Canadians are showing up today. I brought on
Right.
Bulls Trek, right? Doomcock Bulls Trek is
Sure.
a great, by the way, he's a big fan of yours. I got to get you two kids together. You guys would be great. Canadian $5. Keanu Reeves is the best spokesman for E3, and it's not just because everyone else is shite. Keanu Reeves is the best spokesman for entertainment right now. I think he is personifies class as when it comes to being a lead actor, an actor, and a human being. And proof that listen, there's a lot of good people in Hollywood. There's a ton. But unfortunately, the way the culture is, they like to talk about our culture all the time. There's a lot of projection from Hollywood. That's the deal. Is my very short time working there, I saw the most racism, sexism, homophobia than I've seen anywhere. And I worked in the auto industry. So and the comic book industry, it's pretty foul, and it's a bunch of little dictatorships. And I told you guys the story. Technicolor is the most. I mean, since grade school is the place where I've seen the most people crying in public. So yeah, it's pretty bad. Enclave Soldier, $1.99. Carlos Maza should be locked in Harvey's cell.
Oh yeah, he wouldn't last long. He'd be a tasty morsel for old Harvey. But yeah, I don't even know if that would support life either. I've never obviously been in there, and I don't know if there's actually any oxygen or if the radiation is too hard. I have no idea. You might just disintegrate in Harvey's dimension. I really don't know. And I'm not mean enough to like send a gerbil in there or something. I'm not a that kind of mad scientist. I don't experiment on animals, period.
Yep. and when it comes to Carlos Maza, I will say that on this channel, sometimes people put themselves out there. They're public figures. They are fair game. Carlos Maza is fair game. He has gone after Doomcock's income, my income, Jeremy at Geeks and Gamers income, Anna, that Star Wars girl Anna doesn't, Anna is full of fire and brimstone, but she doesn't do anything horrible. She doesn't deserve any ire. She gets plenty though. By the way, please subscribe to Anna, that Star Wars girl. She is this close to 100,000 subs. If somebody could link her channel in the description, one of my fine mods, that would be great. That'd be great to get her to 100,000. So yeah, Carlos Maza came after, I'll go right there. He's trying to take food out of my kid's mouth, and other YouTubers. Other YouTubers have kids. Yeah, there's the judgment. This shouldn't be your full-time day job. Honestly, it's not anybody's judgment to make. I wouldn't recommend it. I've got a plan B. I'm riding this out as long as I can, but some people just have no choice. And later on, much later on, when we get deep into this, I will tell you why some people don't have like YouTube offers an opportunity for people who maybe can't get hired for certain reasons, and we'll talk about that later because it's kind of serious stuff. But he came right after it, so he gets what he gets. Obviously, no threats of violence, no slurs of any kind. But anything else, yeah, he gets what he gets. Silhouetted Animator, $2. Doomcock is better than Bethesda's DoomCon.
Thank you. I would hope so. I would definitely hope so. I appreciate that, sir.
Yeah, well, you should take that. Yeah, that name belongs to you. We should have a DoomCon someday. That'd be pretty cool.
Oh yeah, someday I will. I'm gonna have one. It'll happen. It's just a question of when. When, my pretties, when?
Luke Blight, 69, $5. No one expects the Spanish Inquisition. Yeah, no one expects getting woke to make you go broke. Apparently, how's this shit working for your? How's that shit working for you, Dark Phoenix? Yeah, Dark Phoenix. Wow, second to what was it? Secret Life of Pets 2.
The patenting shit. So was it as bad or worse than Days of Future Past?
Well, as somebody who liked Days of Future Past,
okay, fair enough.
Listen, it wasn't a great movie. I enjoyed it. Like, listen, I sometimes
I didn't think it was bad.
I thought First Class was much better, much better. I thought First Class was better. It's the worst X-Men movie, and yeah, I would watch Last Stand before I would watch Dark Phoenix, because at least in Last Stand, it's bad, but it's got things happen, like things actually happen. Like you got the Juggernaut, running around, and there's like chasing Kitty Pryde. Like there's a little scenes that you can enjoy. But
plus, actually, I mean, we already saw Dark Phoenix in Last Stand, didn't we? I mean, we've seen Jean Grey go all Dark Phoenix already, and we saw her like disintegrate Logan from moment to moment as he was working towards her. I mean, so basically we've seen the movie, haven't we?
Yeah, and the Dark Phoenix in Last Stand, and yes, you're right, was much better. For one, it's Femke. I mean, it's
right.
Femke. Sorry, but and yeah, she actually, there's more damage. Magneto somehow transfers the Golden Gate Bridge and then stretches it another quarter mile to lay it between Alcatraz and the San Francisco little dock area there. I think it was Pier 39. I have no idea, but it was it was actually, they had to make it longer. Yeah, it was pretty terrible, but it was still, I would rather watch it than Dark Phoenix. It was boring, meandering. You can tell that half the movie's missing. Quicksilver, who's arguably the best thing to watch in his little Quicksilver scenes, gets injured in the beginning and is gone the rest of the movie. I've never seen that. I've never seen a major superhero get hurt and they put him on the DL for the rest of the movie. I was like, what the hell?
Bad. That's really bad.
Yeah. So, all right. So we'll do a couple more super chats, and then we're going to get to some actually putting some stuff on, some actual people on trial. I know one of the hot subjects around your channel was Tim Rose. So Tim Rose, right? Yeah. Admiral Ackbar, and we're going to talk about that. May I suggest a new torture? 24 hours of Howard Cosell. I don't know.
I'd watch that.
Yeah, I liked Howard Cosell.
I like him.
He was great.
No, he was great. And actually, one of the funniest things I've ever read in my life was on a site called the Modern Drunkard. And the Modern Drunkard did a series of articles called Clash of the Tightest, where the greatest alcoholic hard drinkers in history all squared off to see who was the greatest drinker of all time. And, they had guys like Richard Burton and Humphrey Bogart and W.C. Fields and Gertrude Stein and Bukowski. And it was moderated. The rounds, it was like a sporting event, were narrated by Howard Cosell and Sir Laurence Olivier. So I have a big, yeah, you should read it, Gary. It's just too goddamn funny, and all the drunks would square off. And like each one would take a turn ordering their round of choice. And then the other opponent would have to finish it within 30 seconds of the opponent finishing it. So Bukowski would be ordering, night train fortified wine and trying to assault, Richard Burton's palate and make him, because there was three ways that you could get eliminated. You could win. Basically, there was the PO, which was the pass out. There was the VO, which was the vomit out, or there was one of them would attack the other, lose their temper. So those were basically or also if you failed to finish your round within 30 seconds of that, which is a long-winded way of saying, check that out. It's hilarious. And Howard Cosell was one of the narrators. Hilarious stuff.
He was the best. God,
He was fantastic.
Monday Night Football was never the same without him.
No.
But hey, we love suggested tortures, and to some people that might be torture. Psycho Dwarf 9. So thank you for the $5. Cold Fusion Waffles. Interesting. $5. Hail Doomcock, oh Emperor of Entertainment, and hail Gary, feudal lord of Fecalberg.
Won't you take me to Fecalberg?
Fecalberg. I think that's the new name of my town. So yes, I was born in Wales Vagina, moved to Fecalberg. Gamer Gambit has returned. The triumphant return of Gamer Gambit. $5. Nerdrotic and Overlord DVD are my only Patreon pledges. Support truth before we no longer have the option. Truth will prevail. Keep on rocking. Doomcock, truth. Thank you, Gamer Gambit, for $5. By the way, thank you. Truth will prevail. I mean, that's the thing is, it might seem like a dark cloud is over YouTube. And as far as the Adpocalypse, we'll find out in a month. I mean, this might be much ado about nothing. I think it's a good hashtag, but this is more of a silencing. This isn't just an Adpocalypse. It has everything to do with YouTube removing channel's ability to make money on YouTube. And that is, especially when it's so obviously one-sided. I know some other channels got caught up into it, but I read the YouTube blog, and I'll read it again later. And it in the blog, it gives an example, it goes on a spiel like, hey, we're here to protect the creators. But it does but in the beginning of the blog, it gives examples of what it has. And it starts out with a channel that promotes left-wing politics, which is fine. They should absolutely exist. No problem with it. And then you would think, well, the next channel they would show is one that's like maybe a centrist or something. No, they showed Matt Pat. So they showed the first channel you go to, you click on it, and it's political and it's one side. And then the next channel you go to is funsy onesie, listical stuff. Yay. It's like, okay. Gotcha. We see you can't even put, Philip DeFranco was grouped in the New York Times with channels and then called alt-right. I mean, and they're spinning a narrative here. And I have been accused of that too, by another YouTuber. Yeah, they made a video about me and said that's what I was, which is, listen, watch my videos. That's all I got to say is watch my videos. But
none of us are. None of us are. None of us are extremists. None of us are political. No. It's all about entertainment and presenting the insertion of politics into, cinema and comics and stuff. But, I would resent that on either end of the political spectrum. I just don't want to see it. I want some great stories. That's what I'm fighting for. Is that so much to ask?
Apparently it is, and it's an uphill battle. But we are now considered radicals. So I thought that was a very interesting term being applied to, I never thought I'd live long enough to see that side called radical. And the funniest part of it is it just shows that, yes, they are the establishment, the people like the Voxes and the Vice who started out as, at least Vice did. Vox didn't start out this way, but Vice started out as like pretty edgy. Right. Now it's the opposite of that. And like I said in the earlier live stream, these people are just mouthpieces for the establishment, which is never really cool. Sorry, it's never a good look. But thank you, Gamer Gambit. Okay, Doomcock.
Yes.
With the Tim Rose situation, who are we putting on trial?
Look, we could put Ruin Johnson and the production staff of The Last Jedi on trial, but I mean, I think they've been in the docket plenty. I mean, they're guilty even before we even before we posed the question. I mean, they were guilty. They've been guilty for years. I think right now they're, metaphorically, they're skeletons in the dungeon. They're the ones that covered with cobwebs. They're convicted. I think on trial are the insensitive bastards, the heartless weasels out there that kind of just descended on Tim Rose on Twitter and couldn't resist putting their boot in. Here's a man who simply shared in an interview. He was asked about this stuff. He was asked about this topic, and he confessed that on his last day of shooting, they handed him a sign of the Millennium Falcon with a number on it, and said, "Look at the camera and say that's a wrap, because we think it'd be funny." After they had gone ahead and killed Ackbar off screen and everything else, and it was just too much for this guy, and he confessed that he broke down crying inside his Admiral Ackbar suit, and he actually went backstage and couldn't come out for like 30 minutes, where he was that emotionally distraught. And the fans, instead of simply saying, well, he's a crybaby amongst themselves, or, you could disagree, whatever, but no, they had to pile on him. They had to pile on the man on Twitter and say things like, he's just a dude in a mask. Who gives a shit? He needs to grow up. Oh, so what did he expect? A hand job from Ruin Johnson? He had 3 lines. He was no big deal, etc. and so on. I think that those people are scum, and that's the people that I would like to put on trial right now.
Agreed. The thing is, for one, you understand actors. I think anybody who's been around and a fan of entertainment understands actors. To be an actor of any kind, you don't really get good at that job by being stoic and non-emotional. Okay, actors are very, very in touch with their feelings. Sometimes they don't know where to put them, but they're emotional, dramatic people because they're actors. So
Yes.
this is and Rian Johnson knows this. If he's any kind of a director, he's had to deal with that quite a bit, and there is a way to deal with it. That I thought it exemplified everything about Star Wars, and then I think it really exemplified everything about the new Star Wars. And I don't want to generalize. This is just some people who are being horrible to this person.
Yeah.
But people who are just brand fans and don't really care about the history of Star Wars, and they're going to hasten its end. But I agree with you; they should be judged harshly for their treatment of Tim Rose.
They're awful. They're awful people. I mean, by that logic, they're saying that, oh, this guy didn't mean anything. Admiral Ackbar is nothing. He's a glorified extra. Just a guy in a costume. To which I replied, just like Peter Mayhew, right? Just like Dave Prowse, right? Just just like Jerry Bullock and Kenny Baker. Oh, Kenny Baker was just a guy in a tin can. What do we care about him? Fuck you. These people have no respect for what Star Wars was. They have no sense of history. And it just showed that is just blatantly illustrates just how out of touch these people are with what Star Wars actually is, that they could say that about Admiral Ackbar, that he was a glorified extra, that he was nothing. I mean, he was vastly important in the EU. I mean, there's been a lot of stuff around Admiral Ackbar because he was a much loved character among Star Wars fans, of which none of them were. That's the problem.
Exactly. Star Wars was such back when I was younger that if you had a speaking line of any kind and you weren't just rebel soldier, we knew the actor's name, we knew the character's name. They were a big deal. I mean, we're talking action figures were made with little creatures that were in the movie for a nanosecond. We knew their name. Because we had 3 years in between movies to just absolutely not pick it apart, love every little piece of it.
Yeah.
And we wanted to take home a piece of it and own it. That's how special. So Admiral Ackbar, for one, It's a Trap isn't a meme. Listen, newbie Star Wars fans, It's a Trap is over the arguably one of the most dramatic pieces of John Williams music in all of his Star Wars soundtracks. Right,
Yeah.
that little attack scene when he's all, it's a trap, it's all, I mean, every Star Wars fan knows that, and it gives you goosebumps. That's like some of John Williams' best work, and that is part of it. It's not a goddamn meme. All right, it's like one of the most dramatic moments of the goddamn movie. So let's clear that one up right now. It's not an effing meme, assholes.
No, it's not. And I mean, think about it, Gary, that we knew all this stuff way back before there was the internet. And
Yep.
so, I mean, we were reading it in articles and seeing it in fanzines or Starlog or things like that, right?
Yep.
You didn't have the
Bantha tracks.
Yeah, yeah. And these assholes, I mean, somebody was talking about Hammerhead. Who's Hammerhead? And it's like, Hammerhead was in Star Wars, and he didn't have any lines, but he's fucking Hammerhead. How can you be a Star Wars fan and not know who Hammerhead is?
Snaggletooth.
Yeah.
Hammerhead, Snaggletooth. Yeah. I mean, I know they have names now, but that's what their names were before.
Right.
And Hammerhead was the figure you could find everywhere.
Yeah. And the thing that was really obnoxious was that these guys were in lockstep with their little talking points. They were every other tweet was it's just, you're a meme, you're not a character. Ackbar is a meme. He's more of a meme than a character. I mean, I'm just going through them and just looking at them. Admiral Ackbar is a meme, a joke. He's not a character. He's basically a gag. Oh, boo hoo. He was always a bit character. Who cares? It's a space wizard movie for kids, you big babies. LOL. Now, what fucking Star Wars fan is ever going to say that? LOL. Fuck you. See?
Yeah. Somebody brought up Dengar in the chat, and yeah, we knew the names of all the bounty hunters. Dengar, IG-88, Bosk, who just stood there. That's all they did in the movie was stood there. But we had, our imaginations did the rest. I loved my bounty hunter action figures. God, for me, that's how bad Star Wars has gotten. For me to give away a piece of my childhood.
But I'm glad. Oh, you're right. You're right. And this asshole here, I blurred their names out because I was really nice. But he says Ackbar is a joke character, and Tim was so out of touch with reality that he thought he was as important as the main cast. You know what? He's more important than the main cast of the fucking sequel trilogy. I would definitely take Ackbar over Rey or Kylo Ren or Finn or Poe or Holdo or any of these other one-name characters and know-nothing characters. Jesus Christ. These people, Ackbar had more character and more definition in his brief few lines than any of these fucking people did, frankly. I don't know who the fuck Poe is, man. I still Finn. Who the fuck are they? What? Describe those characters to me in a way that makes any sense at all. That makes any kind of can you?
No. Okay, Poe. He's a hotshot pilot who goes wahoo a lot and makes your mama jokes. Oh
God, yeah. And Finn, I don't even know. He's like a second banana.
I just forgot his name. I swear to God, if you hadn't said his name, I just forgot it.
I did too. When I was responding on a tweet earlier this week, and I was racking my brains. What is that guy's name? I swear to God.
Yeah, they're going to be completely. Ackbar will be remembered in 20 years. Poe, Finn, Ren, but nobody's going to remember this stuff. And if listen. The prequels caught on. The reason they're still around and they're adored is because there was a young generation who watched these as, with 7-8-year-olds, which the movies were arguably made for, and they loved them. So I get it. I totally get it. There's not that young generation that's going to adore these movies because this was just one thing they consumed to go on to, I'm going to give a bad example because I'm old, but like Mario Kart or PS4 or some game. It's the games they're going to remember, not the movies. The movies are something their parents make them go to between their gaming. All right.
Oh yeah. And also other movies. Listen, when Star Wars came out, it didn't have the Marvel Cinematic Universe as a competitor. And definitely much more fandom among kids for the Marvel movies now than Star Wars. Star Wars is underwhelming in comparison.
Yep. Yeah. Listen, Harry Potter prior to this, whether you like the books or movies or not, and the MCU. Those are the Star Wars of that generation. I'm sorry, Star Wars is not. I wish it was, but it's not. It's not. And this is why. Because we have people who just have they just like the words. They like the word Star Wars in that particular order on their hats or whatever, and they can go to Galaxy's Edge and drink soy drinks. I wonder if you can get the soy drink directly out of a boob. Can you do that?
Oh, you have to. It's not an option. You have to. That's the only way they do it. Or you can have a never mind. Never mind. Go ahead. Sorry.
No, it's okay. No, I was just I was
gonna go bad. It was gonna go real bad. So
it's gonna go south.
Yeah, it was gonna be a little ruder than we should. So no.
I don't care. I got this in my there's gonna be a great toxic mailbag on Wednesday. I got like some amazing stuff in the PO, and this was one of them. So thank you. I'll be wearing that. And I don't know, did 3D Trekker 3D Trekker, hang on, just say, I got to show you this. This is pretty cool. I think you'll appreciate this.
If it's what I think it is, I got one as well.
Yes. Here we go.
Yes. My Forbidden Planet C-37 cruiser.
That is so badass. God,
C-57.
The sleekness of that. And then that's 3dtrekker.com. If you like Expanse, you like ships, hit him up. He'll make you something.
He is fantastic, and I wanted to thank you, Jeff, for that saucer. It's just wonderful and so well designed, because the problem is the landing gear and the little tube that comes out, and he solved it by having that on the base, and then you sit the saucer on top of it, and voila, it's landed. I mean, it is gorgeous. I love Forbidden Planet. I've always loved Forbidden Planet. And what a wonderful thing, dude. Absolutely.
So Forbidden Planet, I mean, well, I don't want to give away your age. I know you're like a couple 100 years old, but you might have been busy. Was that the first like science fiction tentpole blockbuster?
Yeah. Well, I wasn't alive.
I wasn't either.
But yes, it was the very first major science fiction film. It was the first color science fiction film, and it was the first film that was made by MGM that was science fiction. It was in 1957, I believe, and it was a massive undertaking, dude. A massive undertaking. My dad took me to see it during a summer revival at the Paramount Theater in Austin, Texas. They run like a summer series of old movies, and he just knew I would love it, and took me to it when I was little. I had no idea what it was. I had no idea. I'd never heard of it before, and I was just absolutely blown away. Robbie the Robot cost, in the equivalent terms of our dollars today, over $1 million to make. That is how seriously they took Forbidden Planet. And they based it on Shakespeare, The Tempest. So absolutely, it was the very first serious science fiction movie ever made, the first color one and the first one made by MGM.
God, yeah. And you know what? I hadn't seen it. It was like 10 years ago when I saw it for the first time, and it blew me away. Yeah. I had one of my customers was like, you got to see it. And they actually ran home and put it on my DVD system in my store, and we watched it, and it was a slow day, so I had time to watch the whole damn thing. It was great. It was great. Man. Let's okay. Oh, by the way, we're gonna get back to super chats, but final judgment on we'll call them we can't call them Dreckies, but something like that. The critics of Tim Rose. I'll leave that to you, man. What do you think?
Let's call them Little Johnsons. All the Little Johnsons.
That's a good one. I like that. That.
I gotta say, they definitely deserve. Not like the Rack, not the pair of Anguish. Probably the hot foot. Where they put your foot in the metal thing and they heat it up.
Yeah.
That the iron boot. I forget what they called it.
I rip off 4 fingernails. They can choose though. They can choose what fingernails they want ripped off.
Fair. That's fair. That's fair.
Dave Bob says shame. Like I saw it. Okay, I'm sorry. I was shameful for not saying that. I agree, Dave Bob, the man with 2 first names. Psycho Dwarf 9, $5. Hi Gary, as my gaming captures so distressed Lorne Doomcock, I've posted outdoor shots. Do they?
They tasked me. They tasked me, and I want them. You see, he's playing Elite Dangerous, and if I start playing Elite Dangerous, I will never come out. You know, I love space, flight sims, and combat and empire building. Obviously, I'm going to build my empire here on the world. So you know, you get me in a cockpit of a spaceship, especially if they do the VR thing and you're looking around the cockpit and you know, and you're flying combat and it looks gorgeous. Elite Dangerous looks absolutely gorgeous. It could really mess up my life, so I'm trying to stay away from it. But he keeps posting these gorgeous shots. And I'm like,
yeah, that's why I don't game. It's not that I hate games at all. It's I'm super OCD and I would
yeah.
Oh God, City Heroes was crack for me. I was playing it in the store. I'll get to your comics in a second. I gotta do this.
It
was bad. T Stoney for $5. Hail Doomcock and Gary. How bad is it when you two get cracks at one of the most famous comic book stories and you crap it up both times? It devalues the X-Men, in my opinion. Like the Marvel, they bought tainted goods now. Like you can't do that story for a couple decades. I mean, you can eventually, but it's something that requires a lot of time. Jean Grey has to be a character that you know and like, and you have to do this. We're talking not even on the 3rd movie. It's got to be like on the 5th or 6th. If you want to do it right. And you also have to have a compelling Cyclops and pretty much the whole team. And you have to have Wolverine. So without those in there and Last Stand did it a lot better. Not great, but a lot better.
Yeah, I swear to God, it's like you couldn't remember Finn and I couldn't remember Finn. I had forgotten Sophie was even in the X-Men. I swear to God, she was such a nothing that I honestly was like, I guess she was in Days of Future Past. Was she in First Class?
No, she wasn't in First Class. And
what about the next one?
She was in Apocalypse.
Okay,
she was in Apocalypse.
Yeah.
And which is completely a forgettable movie. I've forgotten.
Totally.
Yeah.
Oscar Isaacs also was in.
Yes,
he played Apocalypse. So here we've got Poe and we've got. Sophie, we've got, Sansa, equals nothing. Equals nothing. Although he was, to be fair, he was good in Narcos Mexico.
He could be a good actor. He
is.
In Ex Machina, he was pretty good.
Sansa can't though. I don't think Sophie Turner is a very good actress.
No, I saw she doesn't have a lot of range, but she could learn it eventually. But yeah, she doesn't have a lot of range, unfortunately, and her American accent needs a ton of work. If American accents don't work, just use your British accent. Jean Grey is British now. Okay, no problem. I don't think anybody would actually have a problem with that.
No,
that's what I wish. A Benedict Cabbage Patch would just do Doctor Strange British. I don't like his American accent. I think he'd be fine. Doctor Strange could be British.
He's very flat. Yeah, he is.
You guys need to be checking out Tim Pool's videos from the last 7 days. KKC, thank you for the $5. I am on top of it. I just recently subscribed to Tim Pool because of this situation, which highlights extensively what media and YouTube are doing to creators. His last 2 videos, one of his videos inspired. I got a video coming out tomorrow. It'll be out tomorrow. I was pretty mad. Thank you, KKC, for the $5. And yeah, just because I have found him, don't stop telling me to check out other YouTubers because I can't see everything. So I'd love to hear from you guys. Caliban 777 499. Cry havoc and let's slip the Harvey Cthulhu.
Yeah. Hey, how's it going? How y'all doing? Yeah, I'd love to slip. If somebody would just push my little button, I would just slip right out of here and into something more comfortable, namely your reality.
Not yet. Not
Not
yet.
yet.
We
Not
fight. We fight here. We do, and we're not. And as Bulls Trek said, and I'm sure you're the same way. It inspired me to go back to kind of plan A, so I can keep. No matter what happens, I will be making videos. I'm not going anywhere. They're not winning this one. No way. No way. And I'm not running anywhere. It's not going to help anything. And again, I'm not going to get involved with other YouTubers right now. That's not not nobody started any drama, but like if they do, I'm just whatever. It's not important. We got to keep our eye on the prize, and that is Vox. That is Vox.
A pox on Vox. Hashtag pox on Vox.
Yes, and some other things too. Are you not entertained? All hail Snowflame, says Alan Massey for $2. Snowflame, the cocaine-powered superhero from the DC universe. Yes, what? Exactly. What? Oh, wait. Yeah, Doomcock. No, what? I thought you sounded a little peppier today. But you don't need to snort anything. You could just put it like right into your armor, right? I mean, it'll just absorb into your body. If you have, I'm assuming you have a body. I've never seen it, to be honest.
Yes, I do. Actually, I just put on a space helmet and put a whole bunch of powder in there and then swirl it around, and I look like a fucking snow globe as I'm getting hot.
Oh, boy.
Never what? Okay, back to you.
I like that song.
I love that song. I can't get enough of that fucking song. And I'm telling you, it was the song that the Big Lebowski was flying through the air holding the bowling ball to. I saw it. The person I saw it with also recalls it exactly the same way. I did not like the song before I saw it in that sequence, and it is not in that sequence. Therefore, the Mandela effect.
Mandela effect, or they lost the rights? No, I'm just it would
say, then people would be bitching about it online.
That's true.
I mean, people would be saying, "Oh, they hate it when like Northern Exposure or WKRP in Cincinnati." I mean, they all noted where the songs were different and everything. There would be a trail, dude. This is a genuine Mandela effect.
Agreed on that one. Yeah, I was gonna say you're like I don't know, maybe you're like Johann Kraus from Hellboy. Maybe you're just like an entity in a suit. I'm not sure, or just a bunch of cocaine floating around in a suit. We're not sure. So yeah, the super chats jumped on me. So if don't worry, I didn't miss yours. I'm working my way back up from the jump point. Why would they attack the customers who spend the money? Asked Thomas Coulter, $2. Because they want to choose their customers, Thomas. They want a certain type of customer. Either they have gotten so full of themselves that they feel like they can mold reality around them, or they just think the customers are that stupid, which I think it's the latter, and they're finding out we're not. So, and it's a shock to them. Believe it or not.
The problem, I mean, a lot of the public has been accepting this shit for a long time. But fortunately, a lot of us YouTubers are speaking out and calling attention to this, and people are starting to critically examine what they are being sold. And I think that's a great thing. That's the most important thing.
Yeah, and so Steven Crowder made a video yesterday, and he's not asking anybody to agree with his politics at all, but he did kind of do a call to arms. He admitted that, hey, I can survive this. I'm somebody who can survive this, but there's other channels that can't, and it's kind of the responsibility of anybody who's got a platform, no matter how large, to just speak up, show some solidarity. And this isn't endorsing his politics. We're all adults and we can see that, but this is about protecting this platform. And I think if we have a voice at all, and I mean, like, if you have 2 subscribers, make a video to show YouTube and show other people that we are for allowing all voices on this platform. And no, we're not talking about the minute percentage of actual hateful content that does exist. Okay, it exists, and it's terrible. And if that content gets stricken down, I'm not sorry. I'm not. But YouTube is big enough to hire enough people to discern it's a giant leap. And I said this last live stream, but it's a giant leap from Alex Jones to Steven Crowder. That's a massively giant leap. And then what's next? Steven Crowder to Jeremy at Geeks and Gamers and Doomcock? Because actually, if you're going to make that big a leap, they can certainly do the next one. I noticed here in the Fandom Menace, everybody's been pretty vocal about it. So you've all been pretty good, but I've noticed some people being very quiet about this. And that's their choice. But I think you have to at least show solidarity. And it's not endorsing anybody's politics, although they will try to use that argument against us. That's fine. Again, we're adults. We can figure this shit out.
No, I did my last live stream. I mean, I did a statement about what a critical important principle it is. I mean, it's not simply this issue. It's freedom of thought. I mean, it really is. I mean, once you limited freedom of speech, you lose freedom of thought, because there are certain thoughts then that should not be given speech, and so you start censoring your own thoughts to avoid trespassing in that way. And I can't say enough how important this issue is. I can't overemphasize it. There's no way to overemphasize how critical it is for people to keep speaking out. Do not stop.
Don't. And we are the independent creators. We are the punk rock in this, as much as Vice and Vox likes to think, like I said before, that they're all edgy. They're the establishment in this. And I don't take of course I am publicly funded here. I mean, I'm funded by you guys with the super chats, and there's advertising dollars. I have no idea who advertises in front of my channel. I have no control. I don't care. I'll happily take their money to be allowed on this platform to say. I feel pretty free to say what I want. There's nothing I hold back on anymore. I certainly did before, but I don't now. And I don't think unless I try to hold back the occasional F-bomb, it doesn't work. But I feel pretty free to do stuff now. But I also, and I'm not generally worried about my channel, although I could get caught up in it. You never know. But I do worry about some of my friends and somebody I don't even know. We want this platform to grow, and the only way it's going to keep growing is the Black Anguses of the world and the rookie critics of the world who are out there. And Dark Knight of Dark Knight of Thrones. If I'm getting your name wrong, I'm sorry. These are YouTubers just starting out, and we need them. That's what we need to keep us going, and we need to help them as much as we can. And it's no effort to turn on the microphone and the camera and show a little support. And yes, I support Steven Crowder to say what he wants to say. And as an FU, I became a Mug Club member just to be an FU. And I think that's what we have to do as YouTubers. And even if you're starting out, think about, other ways to fund yourself. Of course, you always want to have a plan B in absolutely everything. Because, who knows, maybe YouTube turns off super chats for a day. They probably wouldn't, but who knows? I don't know. And it sucks. It, just hit 100,000 subs, man. And this shit happened. It's a good reminder. I thought it was a good reminder, but it sucks for the people who want to do this for a hobby. And it's discouraging. It's discouraging. And I've already seen a little bit of the Patreon effect. People are canceling their YouTube. Is it Red or Premiere, whatever it is. I've had people talk to me about canceling that, and YouTube, you did that to yourself too. I mean, it wasn't us. It's not us. We are a reaction. Not to sound like a child, but we did not start this, but we certainly will finish it. To sound like a good line right there. I'm sorry. All right, let's get to a couple more super chats here, and then we'll get on to. I think we could put. I don't know what put on trial. We definitely want to put Vox on trial, Carlos Maz on trial, And I haven't talked about the New York Times thing because it's very heavily political in their implications, and it's diabolical. It's freaking evil. What that article was makes a lot of assumptions. It's huge, by the way. It's a giant article. I don't know if any of you have seen it. I'll show it to you real quick.
Oh, you probably shouldn't put it on the air just in case, you know.
Yeah, just take my word for it. It's massively huge.
Yeah,
and our friend Dave Cullen got caught up in it too.
Oh, no kidding.
Yeah, and Dave Cullen's like great and not a radical. He's a ginge, but he's not a radical. Yeah.
I don't know of any of us that are. I don't know of any of us that I associate with that are radicals. I mean, is it radical to? Well, I guess it is to demand freedom of thought and freedom of speech and critical analysis and taste in cinema. I guess, speaking the truth is a radical act these days, but within the scope of what they talk about, I'm certainly not a radical. Neither are you.
No, I don't think I am. I'm too old to be a radical. Okay, so I'm working my way back up so we can get Tito George for $2 says, I stand in support of Nerdrotic and Doomcock with double flex. Yes.
Thank you.
And we support you. You support us. We support you. This is about you. This is about entertainment. This is about, honestly, it's about to keep YouTube here because, I watch the occasional Good Omens and cover some TV shows, but I find myself more and more when I want to know anything, I go to a YouTuber. When I want to know a little bit more about Game of Thrones, YouTuber. Yeah. And it's interactive. It's fun. You feel like you're part of it. That's why it's a killer for television and the dinosaur media, because you literally have a voice here for now. Let there be organized vocal dissent, says Psycho Dwarf 9 for $2. Yeah, I mean, I think we're doing a good job, but if we try like structure and leadership and it will fall apart and they'll be infighting. I think as it is right now, kind of like the fandom menace is like a perfect thing because it's leaderless and it's all are welcome. And there's no drama that I know of. And it's fantastic. That's why I love it. And it's growing and it gets mentioned all the time now. And I think that's a very, very good thing. And yeah, proud member. And all's it takes to join is a desire to be, I guess we're united in the principle of keeping entertainment, keeping it fun.
That's right. Keep entertainment. I mean, is that so much to ask? Really?
And respecting the fan. That's it. Sometimes, I'll use I statements. I, as a fan, can be an a-hole sometimes because I'm a human being, but you still need to respect the fan in general. You don't have to listen to them all the time, but when they start when their voices get united like this, you have to listen. You have to listen.
And for God's sakes, people, like I always say, without respect, we reject. Demand respect. Or demand it. You are the customer. The customer is always right. I mean, this is still a capitalist society, and it's a two-way street. They've got to show a respect for you, and they've got to give you a quality product. And when they don't, you have the right to complain. It's not toxic. It's just the way business is done. Period.
Yep. Thanks for your content. I really enjoy the Star Trek, Game of Thrones, and other deserved teardowns. Staying on this topic, please check out Tim Pool on YouTube. I think he's doing excellent work for a little skater kid bringing us the news. I don't mean to call him a kid. I mean, he's a man, but you know what I mean? He's younger than me. And he's doing a great job. He's doing a great job trying to remain impartial, but he's still passionate. And go to Tim Pool. I think he's a voice of sanity out there. I really do. And did I catch up? Give me just seconds, folks. Sorry. Okay, we're good on that one. I caught my way back up. Okay, that's interesting. Frank Palmieri for $4.99. Check out Dissenter browser. Can overlay comments and pay processing over established websites. Can keep platforms and still get paid. I will check that out. That's interesting.
Yeah, what is that? Dissenter browser.
Dissenter browser. Yeah, I'll check that out after the show. Thanks, Frank. I appreciate that. I have never. Oh, well, no, maybe somebody did bring it up, but it didn't.
Somebody's brought it up, but I don't understand what they're saying. I don't understand what the idea of
like is it an add-on? Maybe. Let me see. Dissenter browser.
Yeah, I'm googling it too.
A free speech web browser. Yeah, it's a free speech web browser. Yeah, that's cool.
A free speech web browser built for the people, not advertisers. Huh. Okay.
Block big tech ads, trackers by default, discover a comment section. Okay, cool. I'll check it out. Thank you. Yeah, that's people will find a way. So that would be my message to the dinosaur media. You know, you could have listen, your model was dying anyway, but you could have lived a little longer if you were impartial. 2016, whether you liked the results of what happened or not, we did get one result. The media colluded. Okay, there's a lot of talk about collusion. The media colluded. The access media, we can keep it to entertainment. The access media colludes all the goddamn time with Disney and CBS. Christ, they're half owned by those companies. I guess between NBC Universal, which is Comcast, but we'll say Comcast, Disney, and CBS, that is pretty much most of the entertainment sites. Some are independently owned, but they still milk the teat of Disney. So it is up to independent creators. I mean, listen, if you want to take a sponsor as a YouTuber, absolutely. You could still do that and maintain your voice. If I was to ever do that, that would be the first thing I would tell them is like, as long as you're okay with me saying whatever the hell I want, great. Now, I'm not overwhelmed with sponsors, believe me. And that's fine. I got you guys. That's all I need. And I'm having fun. Mr. V for two CHF dollars. Don't know what that is. Hail the Inquisition. Viva la Resistance. We won't kneel. We won't kneel. Absolutely not. And we don't kneel. We don't kneel to kneelers, which is what they are. A bunch of damn kneelers. It's a Game of Thrones reference too. It's not like a sexual reference.
Andrea, True Love Connection.
Andrea, True Love Connection.
Remember that?
Yes. Yeah.
How you like your love. Great stuff.
That's right. Brother Malachi's here for $10. Look at Pol Pot and Mao. This is what the Marxists do for the good of the revolution. They destroy the past, good, bad, and ugly. For the greater good, the ends justify the means. We don't want our past destroyed, and that's why we try to stop it here in pop culture where it doesn't get that serious, but that's where it starts. It starts with the entertainment. It starts with the stuff that isn't considered serious to see what powers that be can get away with. To what end? Honestly, I have many theories on what the ends are that I won't go into here because I don't honestly know. I got theories, but I don't know for sure.
Right.
Where is Smaug when you need her? Peter Davison. Her. I think it's pretty much as a him. Well,
I thought Smaug was yeah. I think.
Yeah. That's Australian $10 from Peter Davison. He's having a little fun.
Hail Peter.
Hail Peter. Alan Massey for $2. Are you not entertained? I already said that one, but thanks. Thanks, Alan. You guys need to check out Tim Pools. Okay, here we go. Daniel, $5 would gladly pay for a Doomcock plus Nerdrotic movie commentary series. Don't care which movies. I would listen to anything you guys talk over, a la MST3K.
Yeah, that would be fun. I do movie commentaries, by the way, you guys. I've covered Raiders of the Lost Ark, Forbidden Planet, The Last Jedi, Fant Force Stick, which was horrible, Blade Runner. I do those on my Patreon, patreon.com/Doomcock. So you can go. Oh, I also recently did the Blues Brothers. That was a great one. And I'm also doing DVD commentaries on every single episode of Star Trek, the original series. So we've got a number of those episodes on there. Wrath of Khan, I've done one on. So yeah, go and check it out. Patreon.com/Doomcock. Back to you, Gary.
That's good. Yes, please check out, please subscribe to Doomcock, and please consider supporting him on Patreon. He does a lot of work on Patreon, which is brilliant. The only content, actually next week on my Patreon, the weekly Monday through Friday morning show starts 8 a.m. Pacific time. I will be live for half hour to 45 minutes where I will go over basically when I get up in the morning, I have a cup of coffee. I send Mrs. Nerdrotic and when Nerdrotic Jr.'s in school out of the house. And then I hit the interwebs, answer email, go to look for news articles to possibly do videos on or whatever I'm feeling like. But I'm going to make you guys part of the process on Patreon. We're just going to go over the news of the day in the morning every day. I'm just going to turn on my camera, or maybe not some mornings. It depends on how I look. But yes, we're going to do that starting on Monday, which is tomorrow. Cool. But yeah, as far as that is concerned, you never know. We could. Doomcock would hate going to a movie with me and Mrs. Nerdrotic if we actually went to a movie together, because we're talkers.
No,
We're not super loud, but we're talkers. Yeah. Yeah.
I can't stand it.
Yep. Me and Mrs. Nerdrotic can't. Yeah, if I go by myself, I'm fine. But when I'm with her, we don't show up.
Oh dear.
Doomcock and Gary, y'all are awesome. Hale says Goober Brothers Entertainment for $2.99. Well, thank you.
Thank you, sir, very much.
The Goober Brothers.
All right.
Mr. Twisted 72 for $10. A day late and a dollar short as usual, but congrats on 100,000. Keep kicking up the great work, Gary and Doomcock. Yes. What's your subscriber count out these days? You closing in on 35?
34 at this point. 34.
Nice. Oh, you'll be at 35 soon. 50 in no time. 50 in no time.
Hopefully so. Fingers crossed.
Yeah. I was very grateful to get here, you guys. It's awesome. I am eventually going to take a little bit of a break because I have a ton of housework I got to do that I've been ignoring doing this YouTubing stuff. And yeah, there's like a backyard. I don't want to bore you with that stuff. I need a new fence. I need to go to Home Depot, man. Just a lot. Okay. So thank you, Mr. Twisted. Ham sandwich. I'm a little hungry. $1.99. Anna sub bomb complete. We heart that Star Wars girl. Did she get it? I'm going to check real quick. Okay. Star Wars girl. Boom, boom, boom. Did she get it? We are going to find out. We're not complete yet. Okay. I see her she is 200. I don't know how many viewers we have here, but she is 100 and my maths are bad. 61 away from 10,000. If I'm going to put the link in the description. This is that Star Wars girl. She is one of the, I guess, main members. She's part of Geeks and Gamers, but she's got her own thing. She's a major part of the Fandom Menace. She does great videos filled with passion. Don't want to mess with her. She had a little incident with her dog today. She got a little injured, but she's going to be okay. This is Anna's channel. Please subscribe to Anna. I'd love to see her get to 100,000 before this is over. Unless I'm seeing it wrong. I mean, I could be seeing an old, I don't know. Maybe it's my cookies here. Let me refresh. Yeah, it still says 99,840. Yeah, but it could be like she could be up there already because sometimes the sub count takes a minute to catch up on the outside of the channel. So if she's there already, great, awesome. You guys are brilliant. But please subscribe to Anna. Sir Ruin of House Roundhead, Doomcock, $5 says, have you decided if you're going to Con of Thrones next month in Nashville? If so, can you let me know via email? I will be in Nashville July 11th to 14th. I will decide by the end of next week, Sir Ruin of House Roundhead. I have to discuss this with the boss. I would like to go. I would. And I can. I mean, there's nothing stopping me because I just have to do a quick turnaround to Comic-Con when I get back. And Comic-Con, Doomcock, I wish you could go. Is going to be cool because I might be hanging out with another YouTuber there. Well,
that sounds fun.
Yeah, it's member of the Fandom Menace. So if anybody from the Fandom Menace or anybody's going to Comic-Con in San Diego, let's hang. I'm essentially going by myself. I'm not taking the family with me. I'm just going down there by myself. So if you want to hang out, let's hang out. I need somebody to hang out with. Eric Hawk, $2. We are the true resistance. We are, although I hate that word. We are. Also, I want to put a word out there. This is going to be the impossible, but if anybody has extra Comic-Con tickets they want to sell, I'm not asking for anything for free. Do hit me up, Gary at Nerdrotic.com. I know a couple people who have not been, who really want to go, and I'd be willing to fork over the funds, something fair. So please, Gary at Nerdrotic.com, hit me up. The Grand Inquisitor, $2. You guys are totally radical. Cowabunga, dudes.
All right, far out. Hey, radical, dude. Totally.
Did you see the Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure news about the daughters? And apparently, I guess they never gendered the kids they had, so they're saying they were daughters all along, which is fine, whatever. But did you see the picture?
No.
Oh, let me see if I can find it. It killed all hope I had for this movie. It really did. It's basically, oh my God. I'm not, never mind. There's a meme that popped up of me. That's never mind. Jesus Christ, people. If this thing wants to pop up any day now, come on. God, Facebook is lame. It loads. Takes forever to load. So yeah, there's a picture of the daughters look like basically girl versions of Bill and Ted, and it's bloody awful. And
Jesus Christ,
I don't want to see two girls acting like Bill and Ted.
Great, wonderful.
There it is, right there. Okay, here we go. Thanks for waiting, people. Self-produced show. Yeah. Someday.
For God's sake.
Yep.
Yeah, great. So that's going to be a remake.
Fucking hate 2019. I really do.
Oh, that's going to suck.
Yep. Hey, we got Cobra Kai.
Yes.
If you want, like, do a son and a daughter, honestly, and they're probably gonna like focus just as much on the kids and nobody wants that. I think it'd be interesting if they focus on them and the kids are kind of like a joke and they're in there for 5 minutes. Fine, that's fine. Yeah. But if it's if they are like in half the film, please stop.
Yeah, they'll replace them. Next evolution.
Yep. All right, you guys I see some of you guys subscribing to Anna. So I see it went up 20. You guys are brilliant. Thank you very much. I'll check back in later. She's definitely shouted out both of us. So, I mean, she's brilliant. And I've been on the High Council with her before. Mr. Twisted, for $5, my fellow wrenches working hard as always. And that is Matthew Matson, Chris Persia, Kaylee, the Cinema Queen, Mark Lazurth. We also know that Penn Farm Girl is out there, and Kato Roan, Mr. Twisted 72, of course, Cotton Candy Beard Gary, Douglas Nelson, and there's Penn Farm Girl right there. And if I missed anybody, I'm sorry. DJ Dicho, you're in there too. Thank you so much for doing that. I appreciate you guys. Forget the trial, release the Kraken. Says 6 turning 4 burning for $2. I don't think we're ready for that yet. I just don't. Almost. Sir Ruin of House Roundhead for $10. Which actress would you choose as your champion to fight Brie Larson for the right to play Captain Marvel? I would choose Emilia Clarke because she is the anti-Brie in terms of her personality. She certainly is.
Yeah, that's a good choice.
It is. Emilia Clarke is absolutely charming in every way, shape, or form. She's always smiling and laughing and fun. And I'm sure they have the same politics, but I don't care. I don't care. She treats the fans with respect. She probably was told to thank anything involved with the Free Folk would be thanking the people who tore apart Game of Thrones season 8, and she did it anyway. And it showed a ton of class and grace, and that was just brilliant. That's why I made a video on it. So yes, I back Emilia Clarke and everything, and now I'm like 100% fan of hers, no matter what. I still think Katie Sackhoff is my choice for Captain Marvel. I think she's funny, got a great personality, and shown that she can roll with the guys in a way that's still her, not her as a him.
Yeah, she was great. Starbuck, she sold me.
I mean, if there was YouTube around when Starbuck was cast as a female, there would have been 3 months worth of videos on how it wouldn't work. I would have made one. I would have made 10. But then I saw it and I was sold because of good writing and good acting. And that was it. That's all it takes. Mark the Cyborg for Canadian $6.99. I started a game review channel. Care to send people my way so I can reach 1,000 subs, get monetized, then get demonetized for being an angry gamer. Yeah, if you want to go through the whole process, please check out Mark the Cyborg. He's got a channel, and go check him out. And it's all one word: MARC the Cyborg. Thank you, Mark. The Grand Inquisitor. Thank you for your $2 super chat. TK for $10. So Jeremy Bullock was just a guy in a mask.
Exactly. Just like Peter Mayhew. Anybody could have been Chewbacca, right? Just put a mask on him, right? That's the logic of these fucking people. That's exactly what they believe.
And it's fine to believe that, but to believe that and then say the hardcore Star Wars fan cannot follow that statement at all, ever. And this is Jeremy Bullock, by the way, and every kid knew Jeremy Bullock's name.
Yes. He was Boba Fett. He had fewer lines than Ackbar.
Yeah. And there he is as an Imperial officer, and I do believe he was in a Doctor Who. I want to say he was in a Doctor Who as well. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm sure he was.
Well, if you're an English actor and you're in your in the 70s, you were in Doctor Who. There's a petition going around to get Peter Dinklage to play the Doctor. I signed it. I love that idea. I love it. I think that'd be great. The first American Doctor. We get to see Peter on television regularly, playing a part that's he would be smarter than Tyrion Lannister and playing into Peter Dinklage's strengths. And I think he would be absolutely perfect for the role. I think it would get a ton of people watching the show. It would reinvigorate the show. You would need a new writer as well, but I'm all for that. All for it. It'll never happen, but yeah, he's brilliant. Coco Bear MMA for $5. I will say this about X-Men Dark Phoenix. It's the first time Cyclops used his optic blast on something other than Jean, guards, and a door. LOL. You're right. I got to give you that. A guy who can destroy, he can bring down a mountain. And my favorite part, Doomcock, is the level 5 mutant that is Storm. All right. One of my favorite X-Men. I guess we should probably talk about that too. I forgot about that subject. That's a pretty big one.
X-women.
She fist fights dreadlock hair superhero mutant who maybe he was a mutant name, but I'm completely missing. But she's having a hard time with this guy who's attacking her with hair, who's basically Medusa. And this is Storm, who could evaporate him with lightning, but oh well. So real quick, what are your thoughts on X-Men being outdated, Doomcock?
Well, I don't see any reason why the X-Men would be outdated. I mean, it's a timeless theme. I don't think any character is necessarily outdated. I think it's just a question of is good writing outdated? Is good writing past its shelf life in this civilization?
Well, I'm also talking about Victoria Alonso. I don't know if you're aware. Did you see Victoria Alonso did an interview, and they mentioned it in the movie too, which you didn't see. So basically, they interviewed an executive producer for the Marvel Cinematic Universe named Victoria Alonso, and she's been around before, but she's been in the forefront lately. I think it's very interesting. And she said, passingly in an interview, without being prompted, by the way, nobody said, "Hey, do you think?" She just said, out of the blue. By the way, there's a lot of women in the X-Men. I think the title X-Men is a bit outdated.
Oh, the title. So what do we need? X people, X persons, X women, something like that?
Yep.
I think it's fucking stupid. I think it's stupid. Avenge hers, right? Are we going to have a female avenge hers? No, that's ridiculous. I think that's basically code for she's saying men are out of date. Men have reached their expiration date, not the X, not the avenge hers. It's men that she's talking about. The world of men having any prominence anywhere. That's basically what she's talking about, right? Is
yes.
that code?
Yeah, there's a lot of not so subtle code where Hollywood and the BBC and Silicon Valley are really trying to push the anti-patriarchy thing. We're coming up on Father's Day now. There's and their Hollywood and the BBC and Silicon Valley's loathing of fathers to where they. I've noticed it a couple times where they put dads at a good light, but for the most part, dads are the bad dad thing. Yeah, it's part of the the whole Greek tragedy thing, having a bad dad. I understand that it's part of storytelling, but it's been so overdone. It's been beaten into the ground. And it's not subtle. They talk about it. They have Ezra Miller trying to coax Gal Gadot into saying down with the patriarchy, the patriarchy. For one, I don't know anybody who's like pro just dudes running things. I think an egalitarian society where men and women run stuff equally together, I think is ideal. I think that's usually what I would hope for, kind of like how we run our household here. And I think that's not a bad thing. But pushing for down, assuming that last time I checked, there's a lot of women congressmen. Are they going to get rid of that too? A congressperson?
Yeah, I think they've already done that. I mean, but I mean, it's been called the X-Men. It's not out of date. It's not outmoded. It's tradition. I mean, I mean, that was the name of the goddamn group. And I mean, Jean Grey was in it from the start. So, I mean, they didn't have a problem calling them the X-Men with her in it. And I don't see any reason why not. You'd keep, you change it now. I mean, look at Men in Black, and yet look at what we've got. They're calling this thing Men in Black, and yet we've got this woman, who's taking over Men in Black, and Chris Hemsworth is there just as the comedy relief. It looks like to me, it's Ghostbusters 2016 all over again.
It really is, with the same person,
same fucking person being the comedy relief, being the butt of sexist jokes against males.
Yep. And this is your brand here. So I'm getting the great X-Men title up, the one that I grew up with. This is your brand right here. You change that. I spoke about this earlier. When Disney bought Star Wars fundamentally stopped being Star Wars. And the same with Marvel Comics. Robert Meyer Burnett kind of brought that up in one of his live streams, and he was correct. Now, he was taking the other side, which he's certainly free to take. But I think when you stop fundamentally making what has worked for decades, it stops working. So you have to strive to keep it as close as possible, but Disney just seems in a hurry to replace all the legacy. They're called, for one, Han Solo's not a legacy character. He's a main character of Star Wars. He's a character, not legacy character. You can't pass down Han Solos. You can't be a Han Solo. Only Harrison Ford can play him. And that's the risk you took by buying Star Wars. I mean, it makes sense to buy Marvel Comics because there's tons of characters that you could use, but it seems like Disney is in a hurry to get rid of them as well, and do their own version of Marvel. Why did you buy Marvel then? Why not create your own comic book company or superhero universe?
Why did you buy Star Wars if you're not interested in the characters that characterize Star Wars, this so-called legacy characters, the ones that you're all trying to, even, my God, she was a Marvel producer, right? And she's like laying down this thing about, X-Men is an obsolete term. Shit. I mean, then why did you even bother to acquire the intellectual property if you were going to then do everything you can to destroy all the characteristics that made it worth buying in the first place?
And when we're trying to point this out, we're trying to keep giving you money and have this stuff last forever because we want to continue enjoying it, which we don't need to do. We could all move on. We could, and I'm sure they would be happy to do that. But if we did, you wouldn't have much. And you're probably not going to anyway. You're burning through it. You're burning through any goodwill you had. And the MCU had a ton of goodwill, so it could last for a little while. Certainly, it was just one movie out of 20-something. But it looks like we're going to get a lot more, though. Somebody wrote in the chat, a David Letter person. Exactly. And this is all, it's all connected, man. I'm going to get my tinfoil hat out, but just everything, Vox Apocalypse to the Fandom Menace, there is a common thread. And guess what? It's not alt-right or sexism. It is dissent among regular folks who just want to, or who are tired of being preached at and see right through what the access media is doing. And we're not doing that. You guys are crazy. Okay.
Right. Yeah. As we see evidence around us at every turn, and we're being attacked because we're telling the truth. I mean, we would not be being attacked. We would not be having this Adpocalypse and all of these goddamn comments from corporations labeling us toxic, sexist, racist, etc., using their shills to attack us if there was not some fundamental truth to the allegations that we have been making.
Exactly. I mean, Jeremy at the Quartering is a person, obviously, that CBS-owned CNET wrote a hit piece on, centered it around him, this individual who works, I believe, out of his basement. And probably. Yeah. And if you got a basement, great. I mean, that's awesome. It's not a judgment or anything. And it just seems okay. I think that's newsworthy. I think it's newsworthy that a company went after an individual, a company that is currently being sued, by the way, for stealing something, in my opinion, Anas Abdin's tardigrades. And it's incredible how many websites CBS owns, by the way.
It's true.
Jeff McKelvey's here. Doomcock.
Hail, Jeff.
$10. He said the woke movement can't last forever. No, it can't. I actually think it's entering the end game, for lack of a better word. They will give up before we do. Without respect, we must reject. So happy you guys like the models. I love what you guys do. Keep it on. Thank you, Jeff. I mean, I stare at my Rocinante every day.
I know.
It's so beautiful. And,
I know. My Orville, and it's just so damn cool. As far as the woke thing expiring, I think it will. I think it will self-destruct ultimately. And I'm not just saying that optimistically. The simple fact of the matter is that, we're embroiled in this world, and we're very hypersensitized to, issues of wokeness and everything else. And we tend to think that the other side is much more extensive than it is. But in actual fact, I think most of the public that is not on the battle lines of this, agree that they're sick and tired of all the hypersensitivity, that they can't say anything without it being taken the wrong way, and they're going to get jumped on for having politically incorrect thoughts and speech and so on. They're sick of it. Ultimately, when it starts impacting the public, there's going to be a backlash, and it's going to be severe. When they start really noticing it and waking to it, Gary, like we have, it's going to go away fast, I think.
Absolutely. I mean, you want to unite. There's no better way to unite left and right. And no, it's not an alien invasion. Take away their internet. Taking away YouTube is that's tantamount to taking away your internet. So good luck with that one, Carlos Gaza. All right, you poked the bear. You poked the bear. Jeff McKelvey, by the way, this is one of the Orville's Doomcock has one of these. These are beautiful things.
So cool.
It's so damn cool. So I got to email you, Jeff, of what I want. I'll just say it out loud. I'll pay for this. I want a giant Enterprise. I want a big one. I want to see how big you can make it and how much it'll cost. And I want a giant Enterprise. I've always wanted a giant Enterprise. I know there's master replicas and stuff, but I'd rather have one made by Jeff McKelvey. Plus Snowflame, Canadian $5. Snowflame. He needs a theme song, by the way. Do not denigrate the white hot ecstasy that is my God. I am the human instrument of its will. Cocaine. By the way, that's what Snowflame says in the comic book. He is the human instrument of his God, which is cocaine.
Wow. Well, yes. It don't lie. It don't lie. It don't lie.
It don't lie. When you want to get down on the ground. Or we could go, no, I don't sniff it no more. I'm tired of waking up on the floor. Little Ringo. Do you know that the No song by Ringo Starr? Luke? That's what they sing to every graduate at the Betty Ford Center.
Really?
So, yes. So when you're about to graduate after your 30 days and you're about to leave, the whole group gets together and they sing the No song by Ringo Starr before they send you out into the world.
Sweet.
Yes.
Sweet.
Bald Eagle, 1787, $5. Do you think Google losing their lawsuit against the conservative filtering will have an impact on the situation? It could.
Well, are they going to lose?
It looks like it's going into discovery. So Tim Pool reported on that. The guy who wrote the Google memo,
Dennis Prager, right?
I don't know if that's the guy who wrote the Google memos out of the lawsuit. Okay, so it's not him anymore. And it's two other guys, and it might be, I'm not sure. And it's going into discovery. So Google tried to file a dismissal. So yes, lawyers are going to now see in communications within Google about this subject, and it's going to be made public, and it's going to be, as far as I know, I don't know if that for sure. We'll see. That's pretty interesting.
I wonder if that's the same case, because the case I'm talking about is Dennis Prager. He has a university, and he was suing on 4 different grounds of 2 of them very specific to California law, but 2 of them very in terms of national free speech issues. And it sounded very complex and it sounded very compelling, but this may be something entirely different. I think maybe a lot of conservatives are going after this.
So big companies come in and do stuff, and you think they have these big armies of lawyers and they can keep up with California law. And I just will tell you, as somebody who was a business owner here, there's no way you could possibly do that. A company I used to work for, I caught something they were doing wrong. Tried to get the other employees to notice it. I couldn't do anything by myself. Nobody wanted to do anything. I'm like, fine, but somebody finally did. Got a class action lawsuit together. And what they weren't doing was they weren't telling us we were partial commission and hourly, and they weren't telling us where our money was coming from. So we were paid a percentage off the gross profit of the department, but they wouldn't tell us what that gross profit was. We were just going off their word, and they were supposed to show us a statement because it's California law. You need to show it. I don't know. And maybe it's because of the classification, how YouTube, because even if you're a 1099, you have to show how people get paid. I don't know how YouTube gets away with it. Maybe there's a place I don't see, but I don't see itemized. I mean, you can go to the AdSense right now and you can't even see last month's figures. So I don't know how they get away with it. They do. I don't want to ruin it for everybody. That's why it's, and maybe they're doing it legally. I don't know. Again, they have a team of lawyers. I'm sure they caught it. I just thought it was weird because that's what one of my previous companies got in a lot of trouble for, to the point where they started selling their dealerships here. And they got fined and they had to pay out a lot of money. I got a chunk of money. They screwed me out of a ton of commission, and I got paid a fraction of what they screwed me out of. But
wow,
that's life.
Jesus.
My channel was Gamer Gambit here for $5. My channel was just rejected. My channel was just rejected monetization 2 days ago. 1,018 subs and near 4 million viewed minutes in 1 year, 240,000 in past 28 days. Still going though. Yeah. So why did they tell you why they rejected it? What's your content about there, Gamer Gambit? I know some of your stuff. Listen, if you're trying to get monetized and you're doing anything conspiratorial or UFO or right now at this point, probably anything right wing, which I'm not saying is fair, you're probably not going to get monetized, which isn't fair. YouTube was built on that stuff. And as Steven Crowder reported, they openly courted voices from both sides to try to get people in here. But once they got rid of the competition, things changed, as they always do.
Yeah, God.
Chris
that sucks. I hate change. I just think this is such a valuable platform for eccentricity and originality. And I mean, forget about the left and right stuff. It's just where are you going to find these wacky, amazing, cool, unthinkable videos and topics to get addressed? I mean, really, you can find damn near anything on YouTube or something about it. And the loss of this platform would be just an irreparable blow to the world. I mean, I don't know of another even close contender, Gary. I don't know where it would come from.
No, it wouldn't. There's enough competition out there, and Ripa pointed this out to where you can say that there is competition, and he's right there. Yeah, I don't know. This is the access cable of
exactly,
the internet and beyond that. And I dreamed of having an access cable show when I was younger, talking about comic books and stuff, and boom, we got this.
I know it's much bigger, much better.
Yeah, see, my end game. Okay, for this is pie in the sky dreaming, but I've been asked this a couple times, like, how long do you plan on fighting this? As long as it takes. But I would love for the fight to end someday. Don't think it will, but I'd love for it to end someday, and then I can just make Doctor Who and Game of Thrones videos. That'd be great, and just do live streams and have fun. But maybe someday. This is cool. Dark Knight of Thrones, $2 for the shout out and the fight for freedom. I ran across one of your videos, Dark Knight of Thrones, and I heard you mention us and say a nice thing. So right back at you, man. So Dark Knight of Thrones. Yeah, he's got 133 subscribers last time I checked. Go check out his channel, Dark Knight of Thrones. And this is what I've asked for. I mean, this is a fun hobby. And if you got the gift to gab, and you got an internet camera and you like to talk about, and it doesn't have to be fighting the good fight. You can YouTube whatever the hell you want, or against us. That's fine. Try it. It's fun for now. I mean, some nobody, $2. You're somebody to us. Some nobody. DC's right. Needs speech to formulate and test ideas. Yes, he is. He's absolutely right. And they want to suppress that.
And I said I wouldn't ban anyone. I mean, I said, anything that is not actively criminal. I mean, actively criminal. If you let's say that I have somebody that I hate and I despise, and I think that they're spewing idiotic, dangerous crap out there in the world. I want to let them spew so that they expose themselves. I don't want to try and silence them.
Yep.
I want them to discredit themselves. And, in the free exchange of ideas, lies the only true freedom that we have. And the point that I was making in my video, Gary, on my live stream, I did a statement and I said that the reason that corporations despise free speech is because it's free, and corporations hate giving away anything for free. And that's basically what they're doing now, is we're getting to go ahead and speak our minds, and it's not profitable for them. And that's why the antipathy, in fact, we cost them money by, calling them out when their products stink. I think that's essentially it.
Yeah, that is it. And they want to suppress that. And that's why I fight this fight here, because, Crowder said in his video, they will come for you. Again, I will point out that the leap from Alex Jones to Steven Crowder, if you don't know, I mean, I'm trying to think of an analogy. It would be, no, because I don't want to disrespect. Listen, whether you love or hate, that's a tough analogy. Just trust me, it's a giant leap. It's a ginormous leap. And Alex Jones should absolutely exist. I don't want to suppress, and like you just said, I don't want to suppress anybody's ideas. I think the public is generally pretty smart. We're pretty discerning. I don't think there's any danger of some, what everybody likes to go back to is what happened in Europe in the 30s. Well, times are a little different now. You can people can make counter videos to destroy ideas, and they're trying to blame YouTube for what happened a couple of years ago. It wasn't YouTube's fault. It was the mainstream media's fault, driving a bunch of people away to a platform that were just sick of the lies. We're sick of the lies. So they tried to find real people, and it's like, well, this guy doesn't have, he's not sponsored by anybody. This is just, and listen, we're in our rooms surrounded by action figures. We're not going to be factually correct. I am not a news organization. I am pure opinion and just interaction. That's it. And that seems to be what people like right now. We didn't choose that. The mainstream media, you could have offered that if you would free up your platforms a little bit, but you guys are gatekeepers. That's what you've been for many years. And those gates are being, well, there's new gatekeepers now. We'll just call it new gatekeepers. And now you're getting your asses beat. So what do? You lash out and you try to take out individuals. So the establishment is going after individuals now. And there is no better way to unite people than going after individuals, because we're a country that loves the underdog. We absolutely love the underdog. We are the underdog in this.
And our strength is that we can narrowcast. They are such economic juggernauts that they have to tailor their programming to appeal to the broadest possible audience in order to compete in that kind of megalithic structure, that economic commercial structure that they have. Whereas we are quite happily microcasting, narrowcasting to, tens of thousands of people. We don't need a big audience to thrive. We're doing just fine. And so you can get very, very, very specific with your target audience, and audiences can be very, very specific with the people that they subscribe to, that they respond to, that they watch. It's a much more democratic medium, because we are not slave to the necessity to be appealing to the lowest common denominator. We can actually go ahead and just say exactly what the fuck we want in exactly the way we want it, and people will find us or not. And we're fine either way. Yeah.
And they can put that thumbs down or hit that thumbs up if you'd like to do that right now. And but that's their end game, is to get rid of the platform. I think they came out and said it, or they want to get rid of YouTubers. And Carlos Maza came out and said it. He said it's YouTube's, it's their platform, their entire platform. That's the problem. And this one individual for a magazine that does videos on YouTube, or magazine, a website, sorry. And YouTube did something. I mean, YouTube should have completely ignored this. They were pressured because of it's Pride Month. So they manipulated and used our gay friends to silence other people. And I know not all of them are happy about that, by the way. And
I would hope not.
Well, I've heard from a few. And listen, we want to keep that out of it because, for one, it brings undue blowback on them. For people, again, we
Right.
want to think about innocent parties here, and undue blowback on them, and then we get caught up in this crap. And this is, and also Vox can live another year, or the New York Times can live another year. Yeah, I wish I could dedicate this channel completely to that New York Times article. That pissed me off. I mean, it's like each day, but there's going to be a new one tomorrow. There'll be a couple tomorrow. It'll be interesting to see what pops up.
You know that for a fact?
No, but I just suspect.
Okay.
I thought once I saw the Vox article, and then I knew Jeremy said on the quartering that he knew that they were writing a CNET article. So that led me to believe that, well, the Vox article has been in the works for some time then. And this is a coordinated event. So they hit Jeremy right after the Vox thing, which seems very unconnected, but then New York Times comes out and they throw in Dave Cullen and Philip DeFranco, and they're getting closer to us. Each step is closer to us, putting us under the giant alt-right umbrella, the boogeyman alt-right.
What a crock of shit.
Yeah.
It's just not. It's just plain not. It's a lie.
And people know
alt-right about us. Nothing.
And I had somebody in the chat the other day going, "You're wrong." I said, listen, true alt-righters, true Nazis, like real ones, they're in the thousands, maybe, in a country of millions of people. Most of them are probably in prisons, because there is like Aryan gangs in prisons and stuff. And that's usually for survival, much less. It's not really an organized thing. Now, there is some stuff organized on the outside, but it is minute compared to other organizations like the cartel and stuff like that. And they're criminal, but they're not really ideological. Okay. They have that, but they're mainly just a criminal entity. They don't really exist in those numbers. It's a boogeyman that they are trying to trump up to take out opposing and that opposing side politically. And in doing that, they want to take out some people in the center, or some people who just don't give a shit. A lot of people who don't give a shit. Again, Carlos Maza, didn't know the guy was a couple days ago. Steven Crowder is a big YouTuber that I haven't watched a video of his in years. And I
never watched him. I don't even know. I mean, I haven't seen anything by him. He wasn't on my radar. Look, I do Star Wars and Star Trek, I mean, that's the full extent of what I am concerned with at this point is critical thinking and how pop culture either enhances that or damages it. I really care about critical thinking. I care about quality. I care about literacy. I care about purity in the entertainment industry. That makes me some kind of right-winger or left-winger? No, it just makes me somebody who's smart and gives a shit about pop culture, period.
Yep. Yeah. I mean, I don't know. I don't go through life as a right-left person. That's not how I run my life. I am an individual. What's in front of me, I don't really care about that stuff. It doesn't concern me at all, because I'm powerless over it. I don't really try to concern myself with too much stuff I'm powerless over. Silhouetted Animator, $5. Do you think DC's cinematic universe will beat out MCU Phase 4 and beyond? DC's standalone strategy for the next few years is the best option, in my opinion. Well, we got to wait. That's a wait and see answer. It is an uphill battle, but they could. I think they are primed to. They got a long way to go, but I think as long as they don't go woke, and if Marvel does, yes, DC will pass it as long as they keep the quality up too. But it looks like, listen, I watched the Swamp Thing, and yes, it got canceled. Yes, it's on the DC universe. Yes, they ended it hastily, and it's not 13 episodes. They had to write an end to a 10th episode. And after seeing what I've seen, I still want to watch it. I still want to see this as a 10-hour movie. It is so goddamn good. It's everything I wanted out of a Swamp Thing. I mean, like it hits on every beat.
Wow.
It's pure horror. It's scary. The effects are practical or practical looking, at least. There's the swamp effects of the vines and the roots, breaking people up and tearing people to shreds, coming out of people remind me of The Thing. It's got a John Carpenter vibe. It's everything I want. And it's made by some of the people from Ash vs. Evil Dead. It's beautiful in a very horror, disgusting kind of way.
Shit, and it got canceled?
Yep.
Oh, god damn it.
But if
I haven't even had a chance to watch it yet.
Yeah, I'll make sure you do. You got to see it. It's 2 episodes. It's freaking fantastic.
Oh, that's a shame. God damn. Yeah, I mean that's the kind of outrage that we're concerned about.
Yep.
It's not political. It's how to make quality entertainment survive. We had to fight like hell to get The Expanse saved, and I think that's just what we need to do. When we find something great like Swamp Thing, we got to raise the alarm. God damn it! I didn't even know about it. It's been 2 episodes.
2 episodes. It's fantastic.
Damn.
Yeah,
I mean, I love Swamp Thing. I've got an early run of Swamp Thing. I've got the first appearance of Swamp Thing.
Yep.
So yeah, long time.
I think I have pretty damn close to every Swamp Thing comic.
Nice.
Well, they were easy to get. Even the Alan Moore run for the longest time wasn't worth a ton of money. The most expensive book in the Alan Moore run is the first appearance of Constantine, and you could still get that for. Well, before you can get it for like $50. I think it's a couple $100 now.
Yeah.
And yeah, the Alan Moore run, somebody, I had bits and pieces, but some guy brought it in early on when I had my store, sold me the whole stack for $40.
Oh man,
yeah.
God.
And and Rick Vike after that did a great job. It's a fantastic book. If you haven't read it, pick up the trades. You'll love it. Hope they never mess with my elf quest, says EB Chill 2. I don't think they will. I think that's creator owned. Unless I think
they'd have to sell it.
Yep. Unless it's going to Netflix, which who knows. What up? 691 for $1.99. My last YouTube P super chat. Oh, okay. My last YouTube premium super chat. They give you super chat money if you sign up for YouTube premium. Canceling after I finish Cobra Kai. What up, 691? Thank you for sharing it with me. I greatly appreciate it, and I don't blame you at all. YouTube, I hope you're listening. This is the Patreon effect. It's going to happen. You know what? It's hurting YouTubers more, but you have to show your dissatisfaction where it counts. You have to show where it counts.
And I want to thank all the people who have signed up for my Patreon and come to support me. I really appreciate you guys so very much. Thank you.
Yeah, same here. I've got people signing up for the Subscribe Star, which I barely. People sending me money on PayPal. You will all be acknowledged on Wednesday, by the way. Wednesday, the Wednesday Nooner is going to be a charity live stream for 100,000. There's 3 charities. We're going to be going to Amelia Clark's charity, Autism Speaks, and we're going to do something, the Husky charity. We're going to donate to the Husky charity. So, try to do something nice, give a little back. Silhouetted Animator, $5. Whenever I hear creators shame fans for their views and opinions, I envision Loki's Neil line. That's right. That's a good one. God, I wish I could put clips in my videos.
Yeah, I know. It's a shame.
Yep. Peter Davison with Australian $20. Peter Jackson implied Smaug and Sauron was same person, with their eyes being similar. Wasn't the armor of Sauron female? I may be mistaken. However, don't female dragons sleep under eider drowns of gold, not above? Ooh.
I don't know that. I just know Smaug is a male. That's all I know. So is Sauron. You hear that voice? They're male. Come on.
He's for Sauron's referred to as he, not like he or it or she. He is referred to as he many
Right.
times in the book. So I'll have to look into that. There might be some
I mean, maybe Peter Jackson was doing that, but it's not from the source material.
no. Here, I'm checking right now. But he might be right. I don't know. I can't say. I'm not a scholar of the books, and Peter Davison might be. But no, I'll have to check that out later. Hey, you never know. I don't think so though. But Louise Brooks, $5. Frankie Adams plays the female Marine in The Expanse. Yes, she does. She plays Bobby Draper. I think she would make an interesting Captain Marvel and could kick Bree's butt. She could kick Bree's butt 10 ways to Sunday.
Yeah, that would be easy. She's pretty fierce. You can tell the actress is not bullshitting around.
No, she's I think she's Samoan, right?
Yeah, something like that.
With the New Zealand accent. She's great. She's a perfect Bobby Draper, actually.
She is. Drummer would destroy Captain Marvel. Would just cook her up in a pie and eat her, and not all at once. She'd make her last. She'd eat her over the course of a week. It'd be easy for Drummer.
Lauren Bastian, $2. DC writer asked to cast a woman as Alfred.
What a bunch of shit. I'm just so sick of this goddamn shit. Look at the Terminator 6, and it's basically turned into, I don't know, Sorority Row. It's an all-female production now. I don't know. Arnold Schwarzenegger gets squeezed in at some point, but basically it's a bunch of women. Although it's interesting that the T-3000 or whatever he is now assumed the form of a white male as the villain. When he can assume any form, because he's got that liquid metal thing going on, and it's just rampant out there. It's just rampant. I'm just so goddamn sick and tired of all these male parts just transmorphing suddenly into female parts. It's so transparent. It's so artistically bankrupt. It's just like a little sign of the times. The world is just going to hell. Gary, what do you think? It drives me nuts.
It's pandering in the worst way. I almost did a video. Jodie Whittaker talked about like how they, and I didn't understand it at first. I had to read the article twice, but she basically talked about how they are going to start casting more women in male roles that were not for to tailor them to female. They're going to take some roles that were for males and just cast women. Now that could work in some dramatic things, like Lenny was written as a man, that Aubrey Plaza, but what makes it work is it's Aubrey Plaza. She's a special kind of actress, but mainly they're trying to make they don't want there to be any difference between the genders. They're trying to give us plastic molded people person that we can just interchange, and they are just pandering to a very small group to get their social points, and it's annoying everybody to death. The Herminator will bomb so freaking hard. It looks awful. It just looks awful.
I hope so. And it's like now even John Connor is out of it. John Connor is dead, and now this other little girl is a supposed hope to be protected by a female Herminator and Sarah Connor, and I guess Arnold Schwarzenegger's stubble. He's got that stubble in the trailer. That's it. That's the most masculine thing in the thing. Otherwise, the rest of it is just a bunch of women running around. Men in Black is now not really men anymore. I mean, fuck.
But are you excited? I mean, this is one of the worst summers I've seen for movies ever. I mean, I'm not kidding.
Yeah.
There's nothing like Godzilla. I was excited for. Apparently, it wasn't good. I trust your opinion on it.
It wasn't.
Dark Phoenix was garbage. Dark Phoenix, a superhero movie by Marvel, was number 2 on its opening weekend. This is a very bad sign for Hollywood. We have been saying this for a long time. The reason they are doing part of this too, the reason is because the typical female movie, which isn't pretty much the only thing that's selling right now, is genre. And actually that's not really selling either. The only thing that's selling right now is the occasional Fast and Furious movie and an occasional R-rated horror movie like It and Marvel Cinematic Universe. That's the only thing selling right now. You'll get like a little rom-com that's a hit, but it's not really a hit. Like, movies are dying. The movie theaters are dying, and I don't give them much time. So really,
because they suck, dude. They suck.
Look at what we got. Yeah, I mean, like the Herminator, Men in Black. I mean, these look. I'm not going to go see these movies. I'm not going to the theater. I'm not reviewing them for this channel. Maybe the Herminator for a gag, but like Men in Black, I have no desire to see.
No, God, no, I don't want to see that shit. And it's not even genre stuff. I mean, when I went to go see Godzilla, they did some trailers. And they did this trailer for this movie that is just the most fucking ridiculous bullshit I can imagine. It's set like, I think in the 70s or the 80s. And it is like the wives of, I guess, gangsters who have gone to jail. And so they're left with nothing. It's Melissa McCarthy, for fuck's sake, and Elizabeth Olsen, I think. And the women decide, oh, I guess we're just going to have to become gangsters. And so they basically start like taking over the mob from like, made guys and shit. And they're succeeding wildly. They can't even count all the money because they're just so good at it. Oh, girl power. You know what? Just imagine what would happen if Melissa McCarthy and her little girls gang tried to muscle in on, Vito Corleone or any. I mean, that's basically what it is. It's the mob, and they're taking over the mob. The mob cannot compete with these girls. What the fuck do you think would have happened if the mob had come up against some wives that are dilly-dallying and taking over their action in their gambling casinos and shit? Come on. It's just so fucking stupid.
It is. And consider, my camera just lost its focus there for a second. Hang on a second. And having dabbled in that world a little bit, for one, it doesn't work that way. Now, there is The Godmother out there. Now, if you've never seen, it's one of the greatest documentaries ever. It's Cocaine Cowboys 2, The Godmother. And she was pretty much responsible for the cocaine trafficking in the 80s to America. But it's because she had some pretty big cartel members behind her, and she was effing ruthless, but she wasn't doing any of the dirty work. The dirty work was being done by a bunch of men she could manipulate. And go see that documentary if you've not seen it. It used to be on Netflix. God dang, it's one of the best documentaries ever. And it's got her ex-boyfriend who was a dealer in Oakland. Going after he ratted her out. He goes back to Oakland after he rats her out and doesn't get shot on the spot, which is pretty incredible. He's walking around with a gun the whole time. It's for those of you who've seen it, you know what I'm talking about. Queen of the South. Yes, man. She was terrible.
No, I haven't seen it. But this is just women starting out with no experience.
Yeah.
Yes, and they band together and they like go and knock off some of the like gambling joints, and and they're taking over like blocks of territory, and they're going to be able to hold that. Really? It's just, there's so much goddamn anti-male stuff out there. There's another one with what's her name? Jane Hathaway, and this other Rand Wilson, and they are like basically running cons on men, like taking them for all their money, and it's got that whole thing of girl power and shit. It's like, it's just like a goddamn disease. It's like a clap of the soul, and it's just afflicting theaters these days. It's pathetic.
Hollywood is where trends go to die, and this one is going to get beaten to the ground, thankfully. And just if you want to know what movies I've seen that are accurate to this to that world out there. Actually, there are moments of Breaking Bad that are incredibly accurate. It feels like there is moments in if aside from the porn stuff, but from Boogie Nights, the basically them tweaking out in the house and stuff are incredibly accurate moments. At Salt and Sea,
right.
There's a film called Salt and Sea, which is a fantastic Val Kilmer, Vincent D'Onofrio movie that has the story is a little bit out there, but the drug dealer in it that Vincent D'Onofrio plays, I've met people like that. So yeah, I mean, he has a fake nose and he reenacts the Kennedy assassination with remote control cars, right, and chickens and roosters. It's the weirdest movie. I love it though. It's Salt and Sea. Go see it. But yeah, it's Hollywood and Melissa McCarthy. I have no desire to say, and that's what they're offering us now. And this is why TV, for the most part, is so much better. Swamp Thing, I saw Swamp Thing. Was it? I saw it before I saw Dark Phoenix in the second episode afterwards, and it's so much better. And you could tell Swamp Thing is expensive, and that's part of why it got canceled. But it did everything right. Does it have any overtly woke moments in it at all? It's got the woman of science, but that's actually in the story that was written in the comic book over 20 years ago. That's fine. Right. And it's written, Abby Arcane, and she's fine.
Sure.
But definitely I can highly recommend it. Let's get back to some super chats there, but god dang, yeah, it's time for independent, and that's why independent creators are rising. Honestly, I'll ask you guys in the chat. I personally would rather see a live stream on any day rather than any movie. I would have rather have watched somebody's a Doomcock live stream than Dark Phoenix for sure. Way more entertaining and intellectual. The intellectual dork web.
That's us. That's right.
Yeah, somebody called us
the cardinal sin.
Oh, geez.
Cardinal sin.
These fools don't get men stands for mankind, says Warren Rohr.
That is correct.
Thank you for the $1.99. Some nobody. He's right. Men can be plural of man, short for human. Yes, and we're talking about the X-Men. It's not gender specific. And as I said in my video, X-Men has always been the most inclusive, diverse comic book that has the most, that has the broadest section of fans of any title in comic books. It sells to all makes, shapes, and sizes. That's why it's the best-selling comic book title in history.
Really?
And was X-Men was the best-selling comic book for decades.
Wow.
Nobody got close. And then when Marvel took over, they completely effed that up. Completely. But dude, the X-Men owned the 90s. The 90s, and that's because of the great animated series, which all of a sudden I had a desire to watch it now. I want to watch it after I watched that horrible movie. It's like, I need to see some good X-Men.
Yeah.
You're going to like this one. Louise Brooks says, for $20, says Doomcock is spot on. Usually is. I'm a progressive, but Alex Jones should not have been deplatformed. I only get my news on YouTube, and the corps are terrified. Fight for free speech and stand together. Absolutely. You have the ability to not watch somebody and not listen and use your brain. But when you start shutting people down, you give them power. You give them so much power because people will listen. I automatically became, like I said, a Mug Club member to support Steven Crowder just cause. Does it mean I endorse everything he says? No, of course not. But people will use that. And I don't care. I really don't care. And again, one of the people who's on his channel was kind enough to give a super chat on Monday when during the live stream with Young Ripa and Jeremy. Please check that out. That was great. Young Ripa's awesome. And he just thanked us for speaking out, and I thanked him back and said, listen, we're all in this together. We kind of are. So heck, it was censorship that caused 30s Europe. Well, yeah, it was. Some nobody. $2 burned. There was lots of books being burned and people being oppressed and taken away, and a lot of voices being silenced permanently in a very You know, we're complaining now when it's digital. You know, it was very serious back then, obviously. Chris Stanley for $10. Sigh, I'm drunk and having a hard time typing. It looks great to me, but I'll do drunk voice. But thanks, guys. These chats made me happy after 3 and 12-hour shifts in a row in a Biforma company. Shit's like panacea. Thanks again.
You're welcome.
Do you know what you are? Sorry, that's
you're happy. Yes, I've been drinking quite a bit the last couple of days. Like quite a bit. So I'm with you there. I'm on your level. I gotta say about the burning books causing these things. I think that the worst part about burning books is the attitude that it perpetuates towards knowledge, towards objective reality, towards fact and critical thinking. I mean, when you burn a book, you are essentially attacking truth, and you are attacking the sanctity of ideas and of discourse. I mean, it's a lot more than merely taking books out of circulation that can counter propaganda. It's symbolically, it is an act against cognition.
Yeah,
and that is the most pernicious effect of burning books. That is really the ultimate kind of meta aim of that activity, in my opinion, and that's why it's so despicable.
Well said. Big words in a sentence twice. He's Doomcock's smart. Sometimes I gotta look that stuff up when you're talking, but I know what you're saying. Listen, you also make it taboo, and people just gravitate to stuff that's taboo. I mean, what made the anarchist cookbook sell for so long? That bullshit that it was banned, although you could find it everywhere, but it was banned.
Yeah, right. Right.
Yeah. I finally committed to watch Captain Marvel, Chris Wilson, for Canadian $13.99. First act, not bad. You guys are chauvinist pigs. Second act, it still works. Third act, WTF, F this piece of S. DVD. I will never doubt you again, Lord.
Thank you. Exactly. I call him like I see him. It was awful. Jesus Christ, it's so dumb. So dumb.
Yeah, if you
got on about that ad nauseum though, but I mean, my God, just the notion that this woman, this Kree scientist, goes to Earth to develop a faster than light. Well, no, not even faster than light. Light speed, a light speed engine, using the advanced technology of Earth. When you're already a galaxy-spanning civilization that must have this technology already, or you can't do that. And then they're going to test it in the fucking atmosphere, dude. In the atmosphere. Do you understand? Where there's particles. There's particles. So you're going to hit light speed and you're going to cram. You're going to slam into those particles that go into the speed of light, 186,000 miles a second. Can you imagine what that's going to do to any terrestrial craft? Much less the fucking air? It's so goddamn dumb.
And that is what happens when you have YA writers coming in. Hey, listen, if you write YA, no, that's no judgment on you. Just don't, because genre is hot, you can't just step into sci-fi and superheroes. Or if you're just a drama writer, I hate to break this to you, drama is the easiest crap to write. Okay. It's not easy to write a good superhero film. That's why we get so few of them. All right. It's actually very difficult. Alan Moore, the most anti-human being alive. He doesn't like any structure or system other than magic, but he has reverence for superheroes and still can write about something he hates with the neutrality that brings authenticity to his work. That's why he's Alan effing Moore, and Grant Morrison's the same. And we have these posers coming in, right? Especially Star Trek Discovery. I mean, I could point out their names, but I won't.
Damn them.
It's the two girls who look like they're 18 years old, who are writing Star Trek right now into the ground. So, and I'm sorry. Yeah. I'm sorry if it was a dude. And Alex Kurtzman is a dude who is driving it to the ground, making these decisions.
Well, don't worry, Gary. Don't worry, because help is on its way. I found out at the conclusion of Survivor this season that two of the Survivor players are going on to write Star Trek Discovery or Picard. They're going to write Star Trek. Yes, two Survivor veterans are going to go write Star Trek. That's what Jeff Probst said. Oh, by the way, I hear that you and so who is in the audience are going to be going on to write Star Trek. And they said, yes, we are. So now it's going to be added to the Gilmore Girls. We're going to get some survivors. So it's going to be a lot better. I
got some news from, I'm sure you did too, about this Picard test screening.
Yeah.
I'll just tease. Grim.
Yes. I'm going to do a video.
Grim. Yeah. I'll leave it at that. That'll be your tease for Doomcock's video. The test screenings have happened for the first block of episodes.
Yeah.
Not good.
Grim.
Yes. DOA, folks.
It's got a toe tag on it and it hasn't even left the showroom floor. Yeah.
Bangs.
When are they fucking going to learn, Gary? When are they going to learn? The reason why every goddamn episode of season 2 of Star Trek Discovery is estimated to have run upwards of $40 million an episode was not because it was budgeted that way. It's because of all the fucking reshoots over and over again. Do you people have any idea how much reshoots cost? And they were trying to save it, and that what we saw was the best that they could do. That was the stuff that was reshot. We didn't see any of the shit that wasn't reshot. God damn it. And so now we've got the same fucking thing where we got Starship Picard, and it is bad. And what are they going to do? I guess they're probably going to reshoot it.
And I don't know where they're getting the money. I don't. And this Netflix thing is real. This Netflix rejection thing is that wasn't we went to Amazon because they were better offer. No, Netflix flat out. I got third source backing that up. Rejected.
Oh yes,
resoundingly rejected them and are angry. Are actively angry. Now I get asked a lot. Does the Anas Abdeen lawsuit have anything to do with this? I'm going to say I don't know that for a fact. My opinion would be yes. They're getting named in something they had little to do with. I mean, they just paid for something.
I have been informed. Of course, you have to treat this as rumor, but yes, that is definitely something that Netflix fucking did not appreciate, and they are fucking furious at it. And Amazon Prime picked up the Picard thing for about 60% of what CBS wanted. From what I've heard, rumor. I always disclaim that as rumor because I don't have the sheets, the spreadsheets in front of me. But it's my source swears that this is the case. So they are really starved for cash. They are nickel and diming this thing to death. And currently they have no international distribution for the third season of STD.
None. So it's not guaranteed. It is. So okay. Best case scenario, you're not seeing Star Trek Discovery for a couple of years. So yay! Thank God.
It's
we
so
got its
bad.
We got its third season in name only, Dreckies. I got to jump to one super chat because he's been waiting for. I mean, we're getting caught up, but Quarter Black Jarrett for 99 cents. Everybody, Quarter Black Jarrett is Jarrett. God damn it, I'm an idiot. Quarter Black Garrett because I can't read. Quarter Black Garrett. I'm an idiot. Is the I don't know if the term. I don't know what he's on the Steven Crowder show. I'll just get you.
Nice.
He's the last episode I saw him in was Canadian appropriation, and you were in like a costume, and he was the engineer. Proud member of the Fandom Menace he is. Thank you for the 99-cent super chat. Thank you for what you're doing. Again, I'm sorry he is affected by this because he is an employee for Steven Crowder, so this affects him personally. And this is one of those real human beings that's being affected by somebody having a effing temper tantrum, and I'm going to start getting mad. I'm sorry, Quarter Black Garrett. We stand with you 100%. So, and thanks for being in here. And he shot me a little message and said, member of the Fandom Menace and watches our stuff. And thank you very much. That blew me away. It blew me away. So thanks again. Jared.
Thank you, sir.
God damn. You know what I was thinking? I was thinking of Not Gay Jared. That's why. Not Gay. What happened to him? He was a guy who was on Steven Crowder a couple of years ago. And he was a really skinny guy, and he was Not Gay Jared. Thank you again. Jack Random, $5. Hail, just got here. Just finished Cobra Kai. Excellent. If you swap out dojos for Jedi, you would have the best Star Wars ever made. Damn good stuff.
It is.
It is.
No question. No question. It's great stuff.
Cobra Kai is a very good thing that YouTube does.
Yes.
And it's very much done in the spirit of YouTube, I dare say. So, a Mav IMG for $2. Are you on BitChute and other YouTube alternative? I signed up, and I will mirror my stuff there soon. I'm also on D Live. I do the occasional Twitch stream, but my focus is going to be. I am inspired. I was inspired by Mug Club to go back to my plan A. I announced it last Friday. I will be opening up an online comic shop, a pop-up store here in San Francisco. My plan is to go brick and mortar, but I don't think I'm going to do it here. I'm probably going to wait till I move because I would like to, I don't know. So I'm going to be setting up a GoFundMe about this, and this is going to be so I can be independent of YouTube. I'm going to focus everything on the website eventually. This is going to be a year project. It's going to take a long time. I'm not leaving anything, and I'm not leaving here no matter what. That's to guarantee that I can stay here, but it's also was the original plan for this channel. I was going to have the channel and have a shop, and the shop is eventually going to go. It's going to be a place my youngest son can work because he might have a hard time finding work. We don't know yet. We'll see. He's 13, but he's on the spectrum, and so it's a day at a time. But I want to make sure he's got a place to learn how to work where somebody will be patient with him, and that will be me. So there we go. Kilroy was here, $5. Talk about irony. We just recorded an episode of Common Man Cast talking about the Vox Adpocalypse. Good. Hail Doomcock and Nerdrotic. Kilroy was here. Your channel just recorded that. Is it going to be on your YouTube channel? Okay.
Yeah, they're putting it on YouTube and they're on SoundCloud and iTunes. They're all over.
Okay, good. Let me know when that hits and I will share it. Please share it with me, okay? And I'll make sure that gets out there. Anything. Hey, anybody who's got a channel, if it says hashtag Vox Adpocalypse, you shoot it to me. I will share it. It need that. And please make a video. Again, you don't even have to talk about politics. That's not what this is about. This is about basic human rights to earn an income and speak. And you know what? In my opinion, Quarter Black Garrett has been denied one of those things. Hyperbolic? No, I don't think so. I actually don't think so. Right. Common Sense America. Is there? Well, there is here. There is here. Right, Doomcock?
Yeah, 100%.
Hail everyone. Thank you for the $4.99, by the way. We just got done. We just got done doing our podcast recording on the Vox YouTube debacle. Yes, more people are doing it. Go check out Common Sense America's channel as well. And you guys shoot it to me in a DM on Twitter or anything. I will share it. Chris Stanley, $2 in memoriam, Hollywood. It gave us a lot of good stuff. It did. I mean,
it used to. I really watch a lot of Turner Classic Movies these days. Saw Gilda for the first time. That's that movie with Rita Hayworth from 1946. It's just like it was really kind of melodramatic and stuff, but it was also had a plot and it had characters and it was well crafted. I enjoyed it immensely. It was like such a breath of fresh air. Listen, go watch some old movies you haven't seen before. You will be grateful that you did. You will rediscover a love of cinema that has been like killed over the past couple of years. Really.
Yep. I have been, I don't know, somebody brought this up, but I went and I rewatched Romeo's Bleeding, and I was thinking of the independent movie boom that was the 90s, thanks to Quentin Tarantino. Reservoir Dogs, just all the great movies that little indie movies. It was such a great time for it. But Romeo's Bleeding, of course, I don't know if that was 90s or early 2000s, to be honest with you, but
yeah,
that was a good movie. That was such a good movie. Those are good times, man.
Gary Oldman, yeah.
Gary Oldman. God, that guy
is fantastic. Remember Leon, the professional?
One of my all-time favorites.
All right, go kill them. Who? Everybody.
Yeah,
that's great.
Immortal Beloved, when he was Beethoven, that was great too. Oh
yeah.
He had a good run. Sid and Nancy. My favorite bit role by him is the drug dealer in True Romance.
True Romance.
Oh, that's in my top 5. It's why Mrs. Nerdrotic. It's kind of our date film, because there's the best, like, a pickup line where he's like, "You want to see Spider-Man #1?" It's like, oh, they go to the comic shop. I love every bit of that.
Oh man, I know it. It was fantastic. Great movie. I talked about it on my live stream just last time because of Hans Zimmer's great score. And the way that starts out on the winter scenes in Detroit, playing the steel drums that will eventually resolve in a tropical setting. It was beautiful, brilliant by Hans Zimmer to think of that.
It was a beautiful movie. And Tony Scott.
Oh, I know it. Remember Brad Pitt with Honey Bear? Just perfect. Just little things like that. It was just so goddamn great.
I'll fucking kill you, man.
And James Gandolfini, remember?
Yep.
How spooky he was, like pre-Tony Soprano. He was great in that.
So Brad Pitt's part in that it's like he channeled my best friend from, I can't call it high school because I wasn't in high school, Chris Powers. If you're out there, Chris Powers, that was my friend. He was like this really good-looking stoner guy who just was a stoner all the time. Girls loved him, but he just didn't have time for it because he loved his weed. But I mean, he eventually, he's doing great now. He's doing great. Love you, Chris. But that was you, man. Australian $20. If my Lord Doomcock were to check the Reddit view entitled Sauron and Smog, eyes similar on Google, and Sauron and Smog, eyes similar, he may find what he seeks. We will check it out, Peter. Thank you.
Yes, thank you, sir.
I love theories. I don't usually have them myself, but I love reading other people's theories. It's a lot of fun. Jaegerbomb, $5. How much longer do y'all think this woke sickness will last? I hope this dark age of SWJ dies in the next decade. And I know why you did that, and I understand it, because they knocked that out of super chats. So if you ever want to put that in a super chat, make sure it's SWJ. Don't let 1984 come true. Yes.
Really?
I'm not going to say it's every time, but I've seen it knocked out before, and people have.
Wow. Holy shit. God almighty.
I predict 2 more years. It's never all going to all the way be gone, folks. But that's not really even the point. But I think you saw Aquaman, you saw Shazam. I don't know if you watched those movies.
But I mean, that was DC. I mean, that was one company. I don't know. I think it's going to need to take a really big, nasty, very public kind of debacle along the same lines of a Game of Thrones, Game of Thrones finale, something that is so just egregious and annoying. I don't know what it could be.
I'll tell you what it is. I'll tell you exactly what it is, but it's got to sink in. It's got to be so incredibly uncool to be SJW. It's got to be like the mullet. Really, a meteor coming down from space will not get Hollywood to change anything. But if you make that irrelevant, uncool, if it makes, that will get them to change. Once the public sentiment, once the normies get on board with this, like this, which is starting to happen, then it changes.
Yeah.
2 years might be a happy estimate, but that's what I think.
That's what I thought. I feel like it's going to be more like 5 personally, but it's all guesswork. It's all, but it's just not there yet, and they're escalating right now. It's getting worse. It's just getting worse and worse and worse. So it's going to hit a peak. I think it's going to peak in about 2 years where people are just going to be so goddamn sick of this shit. Then it's going to take like 3 years for the head to, for the cockroach body to realize that it's been decapitated and kind of glide to a halt.
And I hope we're right, because if it keeps escalating and the division keeps escalating and it doesn't peak, that's bad. Like then things are, then things roll into, then it just, IRL.
I know, but I think that the public senses something's wrong. I mean, even if they're not involved in our channels, they don't understand, they don't follow the Fandom Menace, but they sense something is wrong. I mean, they sense something is wrong in The Last Jedi, for example. It's not us. We have not touched so many lives that in movie theaters across the country, people would be booing or sitting silently during the premiere of the Rise of Skywalker trailer. I mean, that is an actual visceral response by the public that I think is a foreshadowing of things to come, of what you're talking about, that eventually it's going to die. Not through great anger or, protest, but just from people just saying yawn and turning away and gravitating towards things that are not woke. I think that's what's going to happen.
Yeah. I agree with that. I do. And we just got to keep trying to hasten
yes. Oh, we are having an effect. There's no question.
Oh yeah,
there's no question. We are definitely having. That's why they revolutionized their anti-trolling technologies and their interference in Rotten Tomatoes and everything, because we were having such an effect that they were going ahead and having to respond. The response itself is a salute and an acknowledgement that we are having an effect.
Yeah. And it's obvious we're seeing a coordinated attack on individuals. Like,
this New York Times things was bad, apparently. I haven't read it yet, but I wouldn't show it, but you could talk about it.
Dave Cullen was on the cover of the New York Times. Yeah, little ginge. Wow. Dave Cullen, Computer Forever, talks about, he gets political, but I mean, he doesn't cuss, he doesn't raise his voice, he's well spoken, seems like generally a really nice guy, and hates Star Trek Discovery, everything I like in a person, that's like, and honestly, for him to make that has to be both amazing and terrifying all at once. I feel terrible. If something happens in my channel, it happens in my channel. I am prepared for it. I've been through many terrible things in my life. I've lived under a bush in front of a Long John Silver's, and I've been worse places. I will survive. I live life on that grading curve. Everything will be cool with me. But, I worry about Dave, who spent a decade on here building up his channel, and he wants to stay here. I worry about, Quarter Black Garrett and Steven Crowder, they'll be fine. But then I want this platform to be here for Chris Persia and for Todd Hostiger to watch later. And I want the Dark Knight of Thrones to get 1,000 subs and 10,000 subs and know what that feels like. I want that to happen. I don't know, man. The future's in doubt, though.
It is.
But for us to go, oh, well, no, not doing that.
No,
I will not go quietly into the night, as we say. Let's go back to the super chats. No, I'm not off my soapbox. Sci-Fi George, $2. The Heist, gender swapped, dirty, rotten scoundrels. They need to. I'm waiting for the all female Saving Private Ryan. And then we'll have achieved that.
That would be good.
Yep.
Patton, General Patton, played by a woman. Melissa McCarthy will be recast as George C. Scott in Patton.
It'll be Patty.
Yeah, Patty.
There needs to be a new Nirvana / Pulp Fiction that completely resets pop culture. How'd he do it for $5? Could not agree more. I think we need a new Beatles and David Bowie. I mean, we need something, but yeah, we need something like that. We need a pop culture shift. We're kind of due for one. And it might come soon. We are at the end of the decade. So look for one in the next 2 or 3 years where that goes. If it's a good direction, bad direction, I don't know. But generally, rule of thumb is around the turn of a decade is when things shift. Yeah, be interesting. Captain Spire, $5. I remember the Amazing Swamp Thing from 1982, which I loved, by the way. Hearing how fast they pulled Swamp Thing series, it feels like they couldn't stand show people like, says Captain Spire. By the Captain Spire, dude, you are awesome. He sent me the biggest box of coffee. So between Bruce Lombardo and Captain Spire, and I got one other person, I haven't opened the box yet, so I don't know who it's from. I'm set on coffee for at least 2 or 3 months. Like, you are getting long live streams thanks to these guys. So thank you, Captain Spire. And that's not the only thing, by the way. And I'll thank you properly on Toxic Mailbag on Wednesday. Cleve Bourbon, $2. Here is another $2 to prove I am alive, allegedly. Cleve Bourbon, I still don't believe it, but I'll take your word for it. Allegedly, in my opinion. Opinionated Uploads for $2 says apparently Terminators can age. Yeah, they age because he's a Terminator. You know, right? In the Herminator, Arnold Schwarzenegger is the T. But I don't want to give the spoiler. Or maybe I should to save you guys the freaking lameness of that movie. But yeah, just don't bother with the Herminator. Don't.
It's going to be bad. It's going to be bad.
Kilroy was here, $5. Common Sense America is part of CMC with me. Oh, cool. Just for the record, so there's no confusion. Gotcha. It's both of us with a few others from DC's Legion. Brilliant.
Yes, they are my legionnaires. They're putting on the show, and I'm gonna go on with them soon. We're working out the date.
All right, Kilroy. Definitely DM me with all that, so when the show's out, I can share it and get the information right and make sure the right people get to you. Some Nobody, $2. Recommended Yankee Doodle, Wonderful Life, and Casablanca for old films.
Well, Casablanca, you're preaching to the choir. Casablanca to me is one of the greatest films ever made, if not the greatest film ever made. It's a Wonderful Life is great. And what was the third one?
Yankee Doodle. I'm a Yankee
Doodle.
Yeah.
I'm a Yankee Doodle dandy. Having James Cagney as George M. Cohen. Very strange.
Bridge on the River Choir, over the river. Bridge on the River Choir. I can never get it right, but I love the damn movie. I've seen it a million times. And as far as old one, I've got them not good. That good. Any Abbott and Costello movie? Abbott Costello versus Frankenstein. One of my favorites. Yeah. Marx Brothers. Watch some old Marx Brothers.
Yeah. Animal Crackers is great.
Yep. Fireside Chats 666. He sends, we will not be silenced. Hashtag Vox Adpocalypse. Yeah. And try to, God, I'm full of telling you what to do. If you would like, it would really be helpful if you are on social media to once or twice a day to hashtag Vox Adpocalypse to keep that thing on the radar. I think it's very important that disc doesn't die down until Crowder gets it, and Crowder and the other channels. I haven't looked yet. I'm sure there's a list out there. I know Tim Pool's kind of keeping track of it. If there's a list, I will share it in my next video, and not until like all these channels get their money reinstated will I be quiet. Is that going to take 30 days? Hopefully it's just 30 days. It shouldn't be 30 seconds, but hopefully it's just 30 days. The walk-in hopper scene in True Romance, Mr. Twisted 72, is just one of the finest scenes in cinema history.
Oh man. So you're part eggplant. Remember, it's just like, it's so good. I think I'll take that smoke now. And he takes that smoke and he starts launching into that thing. I watch a lot of history, and I can't even say the monologue. I can't.
The Moors conquered the Sicilians, and
yes. And they did so much.
Yep.
They forever changed the bloodline. Yes, it's a masterpiece. It's a great scene.
It really one of my all-time favorite scenes ever. Chaos Spartan for 575. 575 for $5. Have you seen Vox's Productions channel? Excellent Last Jedi review. Voxis, not Vox Media, but Voxis Productions channel. I have not. Chaos. I'll check it out. Unfortunate first three letters of that name, but I understand. Mr. Twisted 7. Oh, go on.
I would just say, I suspect that a lot of people have not seen my Last Jedi review, because I did it back when my channel was small. And so a lot of people who subscribe to me now and subscribe to Gary have not seen my Last Jedi review. So go check it out. Me and Harvey give it the old Doomcock special treatment.
Yeah.
It's worth
it. It's his is great. You can look up mine, but look up Doomcock's first. Mine is a live stream where I had John Reed on, my co-host at the time, and he liked it. I didn't have a beard, and I was trying to be nice, but I still hated it. I think I called it abomination. I called it an abomination.
Yes, it is. It is an abomination.
Peter Davison, Australian $10. And Baron and Luthen, Sauron is a dragon who in defeated can now take human form. Sauron can change shape into dragons, and the necromancer is Sauron. Interesting. Not me, J.R. Tolkien. I thought Sauron was I forgot his classification. He's definitely not human. I
thought he was non-corporeal.
Yeah. Well, he was for a while, but he actually was. I don't know if he started corporeal, but he was
Yeah, he did, I think. And then they defeated him, and then he kind of was diminished.
Yeah. Well, he used to be good. Not good, but he wasn't evil. He was,
right.
And then he became he was apprenticed to, and then this is where George Lucas got the whole, the story of Darth Plagueis comes from Lord of the Rings. It's the whole Sauron thing from the Silmarillion, but not from, Jacob Fritz, $2. Hail Doomcock. Hail Gary. Thanks for the content. You are welcome, Jacob. Thank you for being here. Thank you for donating $2. I greatly appreciate it. And
hail Jacob.
Hail Jacob, and hail Peter Davison too. Eskimonofono for 2 $1.99 super chats, which I think you accidentally put in twice. Hail you too. Hail you too. Hail you too, Eskimonofono, who is a patron, by the way. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. Yes.
Basil. It's Basil. Basil. Canadian $2. Many strange people here. Therefore, doom thingy.
Yes, the doom thingy. Someday there will be like a child-friendly version of my exploits. It'll be called Doom Thingy. It'll be like kind of like Hello Kitty, like a Hello Kitty Doomcock, right? It'll be just swell. It'll sell 1 million purses and little wallets and stickers.
Yes. Mike Brown for $2. Of course, you can get a plug for your book anytime. So the Atlantis Chronicles by Mike Brown is available on Amazon. He's been kind enough to send me 4 copies that I will get to, and I will read, and I will review. He is a member of the Fandom Menace, and he is an author. So please check out his work. If you like it, buy it. I think you can probably find it on Kindle and all kinds of stuff. Check it out. Atlantis Chronicles, Amazon.com. Now, I've got to take a moment here because I think I recognize somebody in the chat. And it's somebody who I adore. So Hero Chick Sarmiento for $20. Mad love for you, Gary, and the mad love for you and the fam, Gary. I can't wait to step into your new comic shop. I agree with everything you guys have been talking about. Keep up the great work. Shake and bake. Woohoo. I've got to focus in on this to make sure I got this avatar right. I've got to blow it up. I'm pretty damn sure unless I'm wrong. Hang on a second. I'm pretty sure that's JJ. JJ used to work for me at the Comic Outpost. She's an amazing person, was an amazing employee, like a burst of energy that you wouldn't believe, could make anybody smile. Watched my kid when I was out on runs to get comics and stuff. Logan adored her. She was just like a family member with my kid, and one of the best employees I ever had. And yeah, JJ, love you, JJ. Glad to see you in here. You know, she's the first person from the old comic shop to be in my live streams. Like, I haven't seen anybody. So yeah, I'm feeling the feels right now, JJ. Thank you. She was brilliant.
That's great.
Yeah, JJ was absolutely brilliant. Let's get back down here because it's good to see you in here. It really is. Because yeah. Svi Lebetkin for $4.99. Apathy will kill wokeness. This is true. That's exactly what happened to Doctor Who season 11. That is very true. Which hemorrhaged half its normie audience who all yawned in unison. Yes.
Yeah.
It was the collective yawn. And Svi Lebetkin sent me a comic book that is nothing short of amazing. And we're going to talk very soon. And he is our alien rabbi friend. So Mazel Tov, my friend. Yeah. Doctor Who season 11 exemplifies everything that it is really, it encompasses everything we dislike about SJWism and agenda and politics, taking over a franchise and using a franchise to shape minds, socially engineer our children. Thankfully, none of the kids wanted to watch that dreck, and they all ran away or fell asleep. Wanderer, $10. My father and his roommate once fell asleep watching Casablanca. This was a problem because he was boiling a can of sweet and condensed milk to make camel pudding, and then it exploded. Well, Wanderer, don't fall asleep while watching Casablanca. That's terrible.
Yeah, that was probably me. I probably trained a satellite ray onto that milk to blow it up, because how dare you fall asleep during Casablanca? How dare you, sir? I find that personally deeply offensive. I will curdle the fuck out of your milk. Anybody that falls asleep watching Casablanca.
Yeah. Thomas Nicholson, $5. Saw Alfred Hitchcock's Saboteur as a boy. At the time, I thought black and white films were dumb, but this movie was fantastic. Highly recommend.
Excellent. Well said.
Tancred Bay, $1.99. Disney's new streaming service, worth it? Show-wise, if I didn't have the channel, would I be getting Disney streaming service? The answer would be nope. I wouldn't be. Nope.
Yeah, I agree.
No. If I wasn't covering Disney, I would feel the same way I do now. I'd feel completely disrespected as a fan. Everything from Star Wars has been, at best, their very best work is generically boring. And Disney owns Marvel, and what they've done to my beloved Marvel comics is unforgivable, and I would not give them a goddamn penny. Nope.
I agree 100%.
The Mandalorians and all these Marvel shows, they sound like prequels, and they sound, and if Jeff Loeb is in charge of anything, it's going to suck.
Yeah. Wasn't he involved in Heroes?
Yeah. Oh, he was involved with Heroes. Lost.
Heroes. Yeah, right. They stink. They stunk. And they will stink again. Anything Jeff Loeb touches.
All the Netflix shows. Let me tell you how dumb this guy is. When he came out to promote Iron Fist at Comic-Con, he tried to promote Iron Fist by wearing the Karate Kid dojo karate suit, and ended up promoting Cobra Kai instead. I'm not kidding you.
Didn't know the difference.
Yeah.
Wow.
Jeff McKelvey, email sent to you regarding for charities. Gotcha. Thank you, Jeff. I will check it out right after the show. Jeff, you're brilliant. Thank you in every way. Eskimonofono said, did it twice by accident, but no regrets. Oh, sorry, man. I wish I could refund you, but no regrets. Eskimonofono, you rock. And thank you again for your support. Good member of the Fandom Menace right there. Basil, Canadian $2. Gary, no problem with Nerdrotic, but I love Doomcock. I love Doomcock. That's okay, Basil.
Thank you, Basil. Basil is always there for me. Basil is one of my legionnaires. Basil is awesome. Thank you, Basil.
I don't expect nor ask to be your favorite YouTuber. I ask you to just consider coming by most of my videos, but I don't have to be your favorite. That's okay. I'm Mrs. Nerdrotic's third favorite, and that's good. The kids are before me, but that's okay. But that's good with me. Yeah. Well, Maris the dog likes me best, so I'm okay.
Well, good.
Yep.
That's only just.
Peter Davison, Australian, $20. Sorry, I meant could not take human form after being defeated by Baron, and he can shape change, leading me to think Smaug could be Sauron, hinted by J.R. Tolkien, but brought to cinema Peter Jackson. They were heavily hinting that Smaug was, I don't know if they're hinting that he was Sauron, but they were definitely talking about they don't want, Smaug would probably take Sauron's side, and we need to like deal with this now. And that's why Gandalf was pushing for the dragon to be taken out, at least in, that's the vibe I got from it. Red Monarch, $5. Basil, hail nerds and look all caps. Hail Fandom Menace, says Red Monarch. Yes, you can put all caps. You will not get demonetized by me. Thank you for the $5. Basil.
Yeah, who knew that about the fucking all caps? I had no idea.
I think it's bullshit. I've never heard that before.
Yeah, it's completely bizarre. I don't understand it at all. I don't understand why it would be a problem. Of course, I don't understand why they would demonetize a nature channel. You heard about that, right?
Yeah, a nature channel that was just shooting out their window, showing environments and stuff.
Yeah, something like that, or nature sounds and stuff like that. It's ridiculous.
That's where I got my background for my Game of Thrones videos. That stormy background. I went to a nature channel and got somebody who set a live cam outside of their window shooting a summer or winter storm. By the way, I'm looking at this. See, this right here. This came from 3D Trekker, and I know you got one too.
Yes, I did.
Jeff McKelvey. This is awesome.
And I was going to ask Jeff if he could maybe make me a couple more, just because I'm scared to use it because it's so cool. I don't want to get it damaged, but I sure would like to have it. Like actually use it as a keychain.
Yeah.
So if I could get a couple more, I would be very happy.
So if we can get the camera on me, 3dtrekker.com.
Yes.
Right.
Yes.
3dtrekker.com.
Fantastic.
All right. Sci-Fi George. Oh, wait, no, sorry. Basil, again, Canadian $2. Red Monarch. What up, dude? We shall conquer YouTube. They're talking to each other in super chats.
Yes, they do. And old Red Monarch, I mean, he's flying through the air holding a bowling ball. That's all I can say.
Nice.
I won't say anything further.
Sci-Fi George, $2. X-Men weekend box office, second place at 33 million. Do you I put flop on my thumbnail and I got a bunch of clapback for that. I mean, more than average, more than I even expected. And I was like, hey, I went to the Thursday night 7 p.m. screening here in San Francisco, or Daly City, which is close to San Francisco, which is usually packed for a Marvel movie. Venom was packed. Packed at the scene. There was 30 people in there at best.
Oh boy. What a bomb. Holy crap.
Total bomb. And the only reason I didn't put bomb is I was like, maybe YouTube doesn't like the word bomb.
Oh, yeah. No, yeah. That was smart.
Eskimonofono, $1.99. May Doomcock be bear hugged by a harem of redheads. Ooh.
Oh, I agree. Thank you. Thank you. My God. See, what a great guy. Eskimonofono, God bless you, sir. Thank you. May all of your wishes come true with as quickly as that. Let's hope it comes quickly.
Yes. Wanderer, $5. Caramel pudding. Did I say camel? I just read it how you wrote it. It takes
Camel pudding.
Camel pudding sounds gross.
Yeah, camel pudding sounds like some kind of symptom. Oh, Doc, I tell you, I went to the bathroom and I've got the camel pudding, and he's like, "Oh shit."
It's what I won't even go there. I was about to go there. I won't go there. But you guys know where I was going. You do. It takes like 3 hours to make, and they started at 12 a.m. and they started Casablanca thinking there's no way we'll fall asleep to this. Yeah, famous last words, Wanderer, for sure. Basil, Canadian $5. The Nature Channel was exclusively covering polar bears with no love for grizzlies or black bears. Yes, that was it.
Boy, they're not only racist, they're stupid, because as we all know, who know science, polar bears are not actually white. Their hairs are like basically hollow tubes. And this helps them to regulate their temperature and so on. And it gives the appearance of white, but in fact, they are not actually white. They are faux white. And I'm almost about to make a joke on that, and I'm going to stop myself before I get in trouble.
Yeah.
So it's like, just like blank. And I'm going to, no, I better not say that.
Yeah. Mike Brown says Nerdrotic may have 3D Trekker do an Atlantis to go with the books for you after he makes one for me. That'd be cool if that, yeah. Oh my God, 3D Trekker. If we can get you in with some of the Phantom Menace projects and you could make some stuff out of that, that'd be kind of cool. I think that'd be really cool.
Oh yeah.
3D Trekker's like really good at what he does, folks. Here, one more thing to show you. Hang on. I just don't want to. It's missing. I got to put this on because he sent this separate. But yeah, this is the Rocinante from.
Yes.
From The Expanse. It's so good. This is so
well done. So good, and the stand is really beautiful, and yeah, I got the flames as well. The flames as well. That's awesome. I love it.
New flame. Yeah.
Oh man, it's cool.
So cool. Opinionated uploads for $2. SJW problem solved. You just put a period. There you go. S.J.W problem solved. Yeah. What was it? Who figured out a way to put the F word in the super chats by putting an umlaut over it? Yeah, that was pretty cool. Jeff McKelvey for $2 says more keychains for you on the way. My pleasure. Awesome.
Oh, thank you, man. I appreciate it. I can't use it. I mean, I look at it and I treasure it. It's so cool. And I just like, God, it would be cool to put that on my keys, but then the keys would mess it up and stuff. And I can't do that. Work of art.
It is. That's mine will stay right here. When I saw it, I was like, whoa, that is so cool.
I know, my God. So cool.
I remember the story behind that logo is pretty funny because I've actually a couple people have accused me of stealing it. And I'm like, yeah, I did. I stole it from a porn logo. So there was an old and I was searching the internet for glasses, and there was some 1980s. I can't even remember what the name of they had some Ray-Bans, but it was the Ray-Bans with like the shades in it, Yeah. And so I took the frames and then I moved it. So it's a straight on shot, and I moved it, and I did kind of a hack job on it. And then our friend Amory, who was a mutual friend John Reed's and mine, he refined it a little bit and made this. And I never thought I'd see it on shirts and stuff like that. It's kind of
so cool.
But yeah, I did take it from I stole it from a defunct porn producing company. I'll find it again someday. But Gamer Gambit for $5 sent you a Twitter DM on YouTube's message to me. Have full collection of Marx Brothers Peak of Comedy Pup asleep, so I can type again. Okay, Peak of Comedy Pup is asleep, so I can type again. Oh, gotcha. Thank you. The pup being your pup, Gamer Gambit, not an actual puppy, but your human puppy. See vid of new Star Wars game Fallen Order. Looks great, says matches burn for $2. Did you see it, Doomcock? Have you seen the Fallen Order?
No, I have not.
I watched Jeremy's video. I watched all of Jeremy's video reaction. I highly recommend you go see it. I'm the worst judge of games. I will say that it looked cool. Jeremy was saying it looked a lot like Uncharted. I think it was alpha. It was pre-alpha, so the graphics are still kind of janky. Because it didn't look like modern graphics to me. But again, I'm the worst judge of this. But some of it looked. Jeremy seemed to be impressed and enjoy it, and I will judge his reaction to it because games mean nothing to me. I missed a super chat up here. Hang on, I just remembered. It was the one about where'd it go? It was about City of Heroes and a Google server.
Okay.
City, where'd it go? Damn it. Give me just a second, folks. Sorry. Because I know I didn't read. There it is, right there. Bang's Naughty Bits. Google City of Heroes Homecoming private servers. Really? So there's a Google City of Heroes. I know there's a City of Heroes with private servers out there you can access. I'm afraid to do it because it would really derail my YouTube. Yeah, it would just be bad. But thank you again for that. Thunder Robots, $5. Tell me, does the end of Dark Phoenix fall in line with the end of Days of Future Past, or did they just completely ignore it? They completely ignored it. They also completely ignored that Michael Fassbender is supposed to be 30 years older than he was from First Class, and he looks 7 years older. Actually, he doesn't look older at all. I mean, Insider, thank you, Thunder Robots, and thank you, Matches Burn. Jeremy seemed to be impressed, so go watch Jeremy's video on it. I'll
check it out, and I like Uncharted. I like it a lot.
Yep.
I'm
Sorry.
playing the current one right now.
The guy who was hosting the event was really cringy. Really cringy. John Snyder of $2 says, "Hail Doomcock, hail Gary. Thank you for everything."
You are welcome, sir. Thank you for being here. I thank all of you guys for tuning into the Inquisition. I hope that you will, all of you will make this a habitual Sunday destination.
Yes. Silhouetted Animator for $5. Insider knowledge: the JSA members will be super old in Stargirl, but there will be a 40s. There will be 40s flashbacks. Not quite. Don't quote me on that, but you'll see next year. I would much rather see a JSA show written based on Jeff Johns' brilliant run from the early aughts, which is honestly some of the best work he's done. Stargirl, while I will watch it and I will be reviewing it with John F. Trent from Bounding into Comics. I'm interested, but I'd rather see. I think I'll be more interested in seeing the JSA members. We all know why they're coming out with a Stargirl show. I just don't think that's they really, if they wanted to sell their streaming service, you get the big dogs. You do a Batman show. I mean, okay, they did Teen Titans. That's a big dog. Swamp Thing. That's a big dog. Doom Patrol. Good. And then Stargirl. I like Stargirl. I like JSA, but why Stargirl and not just the JSA? Do the Justice Society.
Yeah, no idea.
Yeah. I'm surprised. That must have been in production. I'm surprised it even got made. So they got funding for it. I was waiting for this question. Basil, Canadian $2. When you do an exozone, okay, look into the plasma universe. I've looked into that actually. Canadian $2. Exozone. We can't figure it out here, but don't worry, we haven't forgotten exozone. We talk about it almost every day. He and Doomcock and I, and it's my schedule's a little nuts right now. So, but it's going to happen. There's a lot to talk about. There was actually a huge document leak recently. That could be what Richard Dolan called the biggest UFO document leak possibly ever, or most legitimate. So,
part of a coordinated thing, or do we think that it's coincidence? Because I mean, there is an awful lot of stuff coming out, awful lot, with the Navy
coordinated
policy shifting and the unidentified series on History Channel. It just seems to me like a really coordinated proto disclosure movement on the part of the government.
It is. I fully believe it's part of the coordinated disclosure, and a lot of coordination, a lot of collusion going on these days, but not by the people you think. The expectations of the public were subverted when they were expecting the truth from the media, although we are just naive and stupid for asking such a thing. And I mean, I can't tell you how many articles I've read. Well, what's wrong with partisan media? Well, I mean, this is what's wrong with it. This is what's wrong with it, because it becomes partisan, then it becomes partisan towards corporations, and we get shill media, and then we get a controlled flow of information. Then we get continually lied to, and then we don't know what the truth is, and then they start erasing truth. They start saying things never happened, and honestly, that's got Chernobyl. Well, I'll wait. I'm going to probably do a review of Chernobyl now. So many people have told me, oh, fuck. The hell was that? How'd that get in here?
A shadow person.
No, it was like a giant mosquito eater. It just came in front of my face.
Oh, they're harmless.
Like, what the hell? I know, but I was like, right. I don't know if you guys saw it. I was like,
that happened before. It's amazing. So,
we are going to a lot of bullshit's going on, and hopefully we'll fight it now and defeat it. But when it comes to the disclosure stuff, that's coordination I'm kind of happy about. I'm glad that's happening. So we have a lot to talk about the exozone.
I just wonder why.
I
just wonder why.
That's the question. I don't
why
know.
now.
I don't know
why.
I know that.
What
answer.
could motivate that?
Yes. What's worse? What are they trying to distract us from?
Exactly. I don't know. Or shit coming down? Is Oumuamua coming back with reinforcements, and they're not going to be able to? Who knows?
Who knows? When Mr. Peanut, perhaps some nuts believe, says Cleve Bourbon. Mr. Peanut, perhaps some nuts believe. Cleve, are you okay? Did you want to type something else there for $2? I love peanut butter. By reading that, it reminds me of peanut butter and reminds me I'm hungry. I gotta eat before these live streams, man. I don't have a problem like not going Jaloja for the whole time, but like food. Brad Mann for $5. Sports ball got me through the military, then went woke. So I doubled down on comics and video games, and those go woke. I give up. Well, Brad, I'm not going to go woke. There's no danger of that. No. What is that? Semper Fi, you were a Marine, Brad. Thank you for your service. I appreciate it.
Yes, sir.
Fireside Chats, $2. Forget Chernobyl. Fukushima is still happening. That is true.
Yep. That is something that people don't think about, but I mean, that is how they are keeping it from melting down. And they are just channeling, from what I understand, ocean water through there. And I mean, it's too radioactive to clean up. And so we're basically getting 100 million gallons of irradiated ocean water a day or something insane.
Oh yeah. I remember when that went down and there was helicopters all the time at the beach here in San Francisco, and like all the time. And we don't see helicopters a lot here, like Life Flight once in a while. Right. Like in San Diego, there's things flying over you all the time because there's military air bases and stuff. Sure. Here in San Francisco, it's windy. It's a dense population. We don't see a lot of helicopters flying over. So when you see one, it's rare. And during Fukushima, there were, I dare say, there were black helicopters flying up and down our beaches, like for weeks. It was very weird. Yeah, we need to do an entire exozone on that. Thomas Nicholson, $10. Our old LCS, local comic shop, had a weekly classic cinema spotlight. Regular customers watched and discussed a different classic black and white movie in store. Great way to appreciate great movies. Maybe try that in your next local comic shop. The plan is for the local comic shop, Thomas, is if I can't get what I want when I go brick and mortar, you aim high, okay. So the aim is to buy the building, and I want to buy an old rickety movie theater. Now that's not anything I can do here. There's a building here costs millions of dollars. So if I go to someplace like Santa Fe, New Mexico, or something like that, yeah, it's possible. It's doable. Renovate and have a comic shop in front and a theater in back, and you charge $1 for popcorn, and you run old superheroes like the Captain America serials, the Black Batman serials, plus old superhero movies. Get my hands on a projector and everything, and make it a comic shop in front, theater in back. Now, if I can't, I probably can't do that. So what I'll do is I'll do what I did in the comic shop. I'll do occasional TV screenings and movie screenings. I have a screen. I have a big screen, and I have a projector, a high def projector, and that's just as good. And also I'm going to do stand-up comedy if it still exists. I don't know if stand-up comedy still exists, to be honest with you. It's kind of dead, but I used to do stand-up comedy inside my shop too. So
that'd be good.
Yeah, it was called Comics versus Comics.
Nice.
If you remember my Patreon, if you dig, I have video of that I posted a long time ago. First super chat ever. Good stuff, guys, for Middle Earth from New Zealand. Logan Stewart. Thank you thank you, Logan, and welcome to the Fandom Menace. And subscribe to Doomcock and say hi to our good friends here. Thank you again, Thomas. Thank you for the question. So, I think that's a good idea to have not like a book club, but a classic movie club. I think that's cool.
Oh yeah, it would be great.
Bixie Clary for $5. Great discussion, guys. I even took my little waterproof Bluetooth speaker in the shower so I could keep listening.
That's great.
We were in the shower with you. That's brilliant.
Shower with Doomcock and Gary. Sounds terrible. Don't drop the soap, though.
Yep.
Don't drop the soap.
It's like that scene in Solo.
Yeah. When Han and Chewie went to Oz, and I'm not talking the Emerald City.
Mrs. Peanut. It's Mrs. Peanut. Perhaps some nuts believe. I still don't get it, Mrs. Gary. Mrs. That joke died horribly. It's okay. I don't. Was that a joke? Okay. It probably was me, Cleavon. Mrs. Peanut. Perhaps some nuts believe. I still don't get it. You email me an explanation of that, because maybe I'm just completely missing it, and I could be. But
I don't know. The whole Mrs. Peanut, Mr. Peanut thing, it's just making me never want to taste peanut butter again, because I know where it's been, and I don't want it.
Yeah, it's kind of like it's like camel butter.
It's Doc, I got camel pudding.
Camel pudding, yeah.
Oh dear.
Thunder Robots, $2. You should do an exozone about real Men in Black. Ooh, that's a good one. Yeah, most definitely.
Yeah.
Thanks, Thunder Robots, for the $2.
They are strange.
Captain Spire, $2. Gary, City of Heroes server running and updated. Good night. Oh man, you are just trying to get me to stop YouTubing. You're trying to get me to stop YouTubing. I'd be the worst game YouTuber as well too. All right. God, the Brian Badden for $5. Did y'all see YouTuber Salty Cracker's video about new Terminator? Title of video: Possible Terminator leaks, pushing anti-Trump policy. Oh yeah, I knew it was going to be it's all about. It's supposed to be about an allegory for immigration and everything. Yeah, that's so topical, Brian. Again, this movie was probably conceived and written 2 or 3 years ago, when that stuff might have been topical, and it's going to come out and fall flat on its face. And I will enjoy it when it happens. I will chuckle. I will chuckle. Thank you,
Mhm.
Brian. Okay, we have come to the end. I know Doomcock is traveling. Thank you again for coming on and being the warrior you are.
Hell yes.
Do you want to plug your channel, sir?
Well, sure. My channel is youtube.com/Overlord DVD. Please subscribe to me. It is true that Star Wars girl is just shy of 100,000, but I'm way shy of 100,000. So subscribe to me. Also, I have a Patreon, patreon.com/Doomcock, as well as subscribestar.com/Doomcock. And we do a lot of Discord get-togethers where we talk, and I have a lot of exclusive hours and hours and hours of exclusive reviews and commentaries and stuff on that channel. So please go and subscribe to me there. And how about you, Gary?
Oh, here I'm putting this is Doom. Somebody's already done that, but I'll do it again. There's Doomcock's channel, and of course, my wonderful mods are already on it. And I'm doing great. I'm rearranging my office, so I'm dusting. It's that time of year, so you can see this part.
Yes.
I
Oh,
don't want to see
that. Okay.
but I'm going to be making it so you can go 360 in my office. Plus, I've been sent so much stuff. I got to display it. Oh, shucks.
Wow.
A lot more. So this bookcase is going over there, and then you'll be able to see more action figures on the wall. That's pretty much that's my week. I'm producing 3 videos tomorrow. First one's going to be Vox Adpocalypse. Next one is going to be a Doctor Who one, and then the long-awaited Game of Thrones video, the vandalization of Jon Snow. That's going to be tomorrow night or Tuesday morning, and I'm going to do a bunch of those. And I hope you watch them. Please share them. It's basically therapy for me. Just kind of saying goodbye to a character that I absolutely adored, and there's going to be more. And I'm just going to compare him to what he is in the book. I don't know what's a better send off. I'm, go to Doomcock's video for the end. He did how I would end Game of Thrones season 8, which was very good. Mine will be more like, this is where I hope it's going in the book, and kind of showing you guys what you missed if you don't read the books or are never going to. So hopefully, a lot of people have been asking for Game of Thrones videos. So back at
really,
that. Oh yeah. So they want character and book videos, and I mean, like a lot of times people ask for stuff and then I put it out and then it doesn't do great, but I don't care. People ask for it. I'll do it. That's why,
right.
I wish I could do a Good Omens review. It just seems so dead right now. I mean, because of the binge model.
Yeah. It seems pretty dead to me.
I enjoyed it. It had its flaws, and I totally agree with you with Frances McDormand. Oh, it was.
Yeah, so you see what I'm saying. I mean, she is like flat. It's boring, and just the idea of having God narrate is a big problem, just conceptually. It just really is.
Yeah, in the audio drama, they had the witch narrating.
That makes more sense. But having an omnipresent, omniscient, omnipotent narrator who's just kind of blandly noting this stuff, it means that God is very involved in all of this stuff, which if God is that involved, then why the fuck isn't, God fixing things? You've got all these like angels and stuff doing all this bureaucratic things that you would think only if it was kind of escaping God's notice or God is silent on it for God's own reasons. But if God is actively narrating and commenting, it seems then that God is actually participating in a direct way by directly observing and following it and making comments, which basically, why the fuck doesn't he stop all this shit, this bad shit? It raises too many weighty issues that the show really shouldn't deal with. They should just keep God out of it.
It takes away the tension. What makes the show work for me, and the only way it makes it work, is David Tennant and Michael Sheen.
Exactly.
They're master performance by both of them, and they're so utterly charming. It covers up some poor acting by Anessa. I can't get her name right. God damn it. Anessa Device or whatever her name is. She was, she didn't do much for me. And Michael McKean was good. I liked him. I like Michael McKean. So it was good seeing him. And there was some other good things. Yeah. John Hamm. He was okay.
He just seemed out of place. It just, again, why does he have an American accent and all the rest of them have British accents? It just is incongruous to me.
But it was mostly really damn good. I can't wait to see. And it made me miss Doctor Who quite a bit. And that third episode with the first 20 minutes of our Aziraphale and Crowley going through history, that was master. That was great. That was so great. The one where the credits came in like 30 minutes into the episode, that was good. But this is the kind of stuff that gets lost in the binge model. You gotta get rid of it.
Yep. I mean, I hope that the Expanse is paying attention.
Yep.
I really hope so.
Kaylee, the Cinema Queen, says Comics Division and I are reviewing episode 1 of Good Omens this Tuesday night. Oh, good. Send me the information, Kaylee, and I'll share it. Teaming up with Comics Division. That's brilliant. That's awesome. I sent Lord Lovecraft. I will look. Sorry. Thanks for letting me know before I went. He said to send a super chat and you missed it, you loser. Unless it was the one that got retracted. Give me just a second, guys. Sorry. I don't want to leave a super chat behind. Mr. Twisted, Peter Davidson. Man, there's a lot. Thank you guys. You guys are brilliant. Keeping the lights on around here. Doomcock is 51 away from 34,000. So if anybody's like on the fence about subscribing to Doomcock, please do so.
Thank you, sir. Hit that 34,000, damn it.
When I don't see it. Was it today, Lord Lovecraft? Fucker. Now it's dead. I just killed it. It flew right in front of my face. Or I knocked it out. I'm not sure. 6 turn. I don't see it. I don't see it. Lord Lovecraft. There was one retracted. So was it that?
Maybe that
one?
Was it.
Yeah. I sent a super chat right when it jumped in, and I think you missed it. It's not there. It's not there. If it's there, Lord Lovecraft, I will make up for it. But there was one that was retracted. But yeah, sorry. I'm sorry, but I'll screenshot this and make sure I get it. So I'll shout it out on Wednesday. Okay. Sorry, Lord, type in what you said, Lord Lovecraft. I'll hang on until I hear from you. Let me know what you said so we can answer the question. And in the meantime, I'll Mr. Twisted 72, Kevin Hart Scrooged. What?
Oh God.
You mean a remake of the Donner film?
Yeah. It must that must be what he means. I'm not surprised. Sounds like standard operating procedure, except I didn't know Kevin Hart was a woman. That's weird, but
yeah.
Live and learn.
I get what you're saying. Kaylee, Cinema Queen, Nerdrotic, did Doomcock get coffee from Bruce Lombardo? Did you get coffee from Bruce Lombardo?
No, I did not. No coffee.
Did you go to your PO box lately, or is it?
Yeah. Like pretty recently, I got some. I got the flying saucer, the space cruiser from Forbidden Planet. So, but no, I have not.
Sorry, right number. Second time's the charm. Oh, is that from Good Omens when he calls? He's all sorry, right number when he was calling for the Antichrist. 666, right. Lord Lovecraft. Second time's the charm. I guess so. You didn't have to put in a super chat. I just told you to put. Oh man, Yeah, there was a 666, but it wasn't from Lord Lovecraft, was it? I remember seeing a 666 super chat. Fireside chats did, but no. Yeah, that's weird. Okay, that was the longest ending ever. We're gonna take off again. Quarter Black Jarrett, thanks if you're still out there. Thanks for coming in. Thanks for giving a super chat, and keep doing some fine work over there with Stephen Crowder. We do support you. Everybody here supports the right to say what the hell you want and to be funny or not funny. Anna is 109 subs away from 100K, says Striderman. So please subscribe to Anna. Doomcock is, hey, I'm going to refresh here. 83. Okay, so he's got 45 away from 34,000.
All right.
Yeah, 45
Outstanding.
away. That's brilliant.
Thank you, sir. Are we going to do the Inquisition next Sunday?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. We'll be on your channel. We're going to be on your channel next Sunday at what time you want to start it?
We'll start at 8 o'clock Central, 6 o'clock your time. Doesn't that seem to work good for you?
Works for me. Yeah.
Awesome.
So next week. So yeah, please keep in mind we switch back and forth. So one week it's on my channel, next week it's on Doomcock's channel. So make sure to, and I'll give you guys plenty of warning. And it will be scheduled on my website, nerdrotic.com. Gizmodo says Scrooge remake is necessary. Of course.
God, what the fuck?
Of course.
It's just ridiculous. My God, they're so out of ideas. There are no original ideas anymore. They will not take the chance. They want just the proven track record of old properties to corrupt. That's all it is. That it's just basically soulless bean counters wanting to go ahead with the safe bet, not realizing it's not a safe bet because it's boring and we won't want to see it.
Yep. About as necessary as a fish needing a bicycle.
Yeah.
One day traded stocks, and while I hung on every news release, I started to be afraid and stopped watching the news in case of something bad happened. The amount of money being risked ended up giving me an ulcer, says High Plains Drifter. Yeah. Since I stopped watching the news, I have less back tension, neck tension. It also goes along with working out, and I don't watch it in the gym. And by the way, my gym has turned it off. Like they used to show the news.
Good.
And they've shut it off. So I think more and more people are. Ooh, did you hear that? There's a little fireworks going on because it's well, yeah, it's almost a month away from July 4th. So we got to get ready at San Francisco. So yeah, we're going to have fireworks every day until then.
Well, you did say that the streets in your city are covered with poop.
Yes.
And you know, as we know, the 4th of July is a very patriotic holiday.
Mm-hmm.
And as the Star Spangled Banner says, the bums bursting in air.
Yep. Oh, that's fine. Yeah, the bums bursting. It's better than
bursting in air.
Poop bursting in air.
Gave poop through the night. That yes, I'm a little loopy. It's been a you know.
The Warriors game. Is there a Warriors game? No, it's tomorrow. It's not tonight.
Tomorrow.
Yeah. I was just checking. Yeah, I don't care about the sports ball. Okay, so I'm going to let poor Doomcock go because he needs to go finish drinking or something. I don't know. He's got to finish making robots. He's on the road.
Yes.
So sorry. I'm Canadian now. So sorry. So subscribe to Doomcock. Please consider subscribing to Anna. We want to get Doomcock to 100,000 too. And Anna and all the fandom menace like Jeremy and Geeks and Gamers, Jeff, War Cost Bullshitters, all of our friends.
Yes.
Is this Nerdrotic or is this the anti-trekker? I know, right? Yeah. Where's Bird of Prey 5? I don't have any animated super chats though. All right, so we're going to end it there. Please go to nerdrotic.com for my live stream schedule, and everybody have a great night, and may the free folk sing songs of your greatness. Ciao.